pitcher Sandy Koufax finished with 15 strikeouts. And 1968 St. Louis Cardinals Bob Gibson fanned 17 Detroit Tigers to top the record books for the most strikeouts in the World Series.
Hi, folks. This is Big Al from Discount Diesel Parts. With over 70 years' experience, Interstate McBee is a leader in the heavy-duty diesel engine parts industry. And as an authorized dealer for over 20 years, we've been serving customers with those high-quality parts: gasket kits, water and oil pumps, turbos, fuel injectors, heads, in-frame kits, and at a great price, too. Reach us at discountdiesel.ca and know that Discount Diesel's got the parts to get it done.
1440 Stingray Radio Station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Have your sports curiosity cured.
They will. They give it to Rankin. Rankin's got a big hole. He's going to take it down inside. Here goes Rankin to the 30. Puts it back inside again. How about that one? On 3rd and 2 on their own. 46. Rankin takes it to the house. Touchdown, Edmonton.
A veteran of the sports reporting game for over 25 years.
There's Penix, a 1st and 5. Robinson off the right side, breaks free. Bijan Robinson spinning down the sideline, still going. When they catch him, they cannot. Touchdown, Falcons, 81 yards.
Breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams.
Centering pass intercepted by McColson. Back to 5 on 5. Here's Phil to Captain. Back to Phil. Jesus scores. It's first in the National Hockey League. Noah Phil gives Edmonton a 1-0 lead.
This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, here we go for Sol 519, Tuesday, October the 14th. The Hearst of 5 for the Oilers on the road on the East Coast tonight in the Big Apple against the Rangers. And the Blue Jays fly to the West Coast, not exactly soaring in the American League Championship Series. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select on your AM radio dial on your morning drive into work or wherever you're heading out on a Tuesday morning. Man, oh man, hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving weekend and you got to have a little turkey, some ham, and more importantly, spent it with friends and family and loved ones, and everyone thankful for what we have and what we have coming in the future here in not just Edmonton, Alberta, our country, the world, everything. So hopefully everyone had a great Thanksgiving weekend. You can watch us on YouTube on Sports 1440 AM. Drop us a line, subscription, pardon me. You can drop us a line as well, too, though. We're also on X, Facebook, even Instagram. As always, we're streaming on iHeartRadio, the TuneIn app, and even on sports1440.ca. And if you miss any part of any show, well, you can find them where they hang out, where all the podcasts hang out, on Apple, Spotify, Google, even Amazon. Just subscribe, select the auto download. You'll never miss a second of the show. Text line 833-401-1440. Send us a line there, and we will have a little chat on what you think is going to happen on this Oilers road trip, where you think the Blue Jays are moving forward into the American League Championship Series. It's not looking great when you lose 2 at home, but some teams have come back from down 2-0. We'll get to that momentarily. The Oilers, obviously, the big story as they head out on a 5-game road trip starting tonight in New York against the Rangers. Oilers 1-0-1 to start the season after that 3-1 victory Saturday night against the Vancouver Canucks at Rogers Place. Let's be honest, it could have been, 6-1, 5-1, 7-1. Thatcher Demko was amazing. The Oilers had several 5-bell chances. Demko shut the door, and the Canucks were quite fortunate to be in the game, to be honest with you, just down 2-1, and then the empty netter goal by Leon Draisaitl, who has goals to start the season in consecutive games. Who's going to start in goal tonight? That's an interesting scenario. maybe it's a scripted start to the season. Chris Knobloch said that after game 1 that he was going to be going with Cal Pickard for game number 2. Maybe it goes back to Stu Skinner, who's 3-0, a 2.0 goals against and a .933 save percentage in his last 3 starts against the Rangers. The Oilers have won the last 3 games against the Rangers. And it's kind of a weird in this schedule when you look at it. They play the Rangers again coming up here right before Halloween. So they play in New York tonight. 2 weeks later, the Rangers are here. We'll get to the NHL schedule last night. Momentarily, there were 10 games. 10 games. We'll get to those. But, well, the Toronto Blue Jays are down 2-0 to Seattle right now in the American League Championship Series after losing 10-3 last night. Game number 3 goes tomorrow. It'll be Bieber on the hill for the Blue Jays, and they need an all-world performance from him to get back in the series. The long ball hurt Toronto yesterday. Jorge Polanco with the 3-run home run broke the 3-3 tie, but Julio Rodriguez in the first inning, a 3-run home run. The Canadian, Josh Naylor, also a 2-run home run later. Quite the week for Naylor. Had the kid, wins the ALDS in 15 innings. Then comes to Toronto. There's tons of family. Hits a 2-run home run. You got to think about last Friday. Last Friday, the Seattle Mariners they didn't know if they were going to be in a position where they are now, just 2 wins away from the World Series. I mean, that game against Detroit was a pretty good game. I mean, no one could hit the ball in extra innings, but it went 15, and it's a pressure cooker. But you think about it, in 10, 11, 12, up all the way to 15, Detroit could have easily won that series, easily. But it's Seattle, and now, just several days later, they go back to the Emerald City, and they're 2 wins away. 2 wins away from the World Series. Normally, I don't harp on officiating, umpiring, but yesterday's game was unacceptable. I mean, Doug Eddings behind the plate, he makes the game be about him. You can hear him, how he's talking. The one thing that I really hate too is the umpires that have to show their gun off. They have to, if there's a foul tip in the dirt. How many times did you see Alejandro Kirk or Cal Raleigh, for that matter, have his hand up, his glove hand up? You just put the ball in here. No, Eddings has to come out from behind and wire one into the pitcher. Why? Because he wants to make it about himself. Not only that, but you think about the missed calls. And there was one for the Blue Jays. We can touch on that. George Springer should have struck out. Next thing you know, he gets a hit and they get a run. Okay. Tit for tat. However, the call in the first inning, right off the bat, it's a missed call by Trey Savage, is 10 times bigger than that. And here's why I feel that way. Because it's the first out of the inning. You got a 22-year-old kid that's on the mound that has to be nervous. He might say he's not nervous. He has to be nervous. And he punches out the leadoff guy. Randy Arozarena is walking to the dugout. Savage is walking off the mound. Kirk is the whole building is saying it's a strikeout. Now, it might only just be one pitch, okay? But did it rattle Savage? Okay, well, he ended up hitting Arozarena, walks the next batter, and then it's a 3-run home run by Julio Rodriguez. That is not acceptable. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne on a Tuesday morning. Morning, Duke. Did you watch a little of the Jays game yesterday?
I watched all of the Jays game. Actually, sorry, I shouldn't even say that. That's a bald-faced lie to you. I once the football game started and the game was clearly out of hand in, what were we talking, 7th, 8th inning there, I did dip out, keeping tabs on it as the final innings progressed. But I watched the entirety of the game on Sunday, the vast majority of yesterday's contest, and disappointing results. You got to give credit to Seattle though, because they're playing a pretty impressive brand of baseball right now, and especially when you go back to Sunday and the way Bryce Miller started the game, right? I mean, it's a first pitch home run by George Springer. It could not start in a better fashion. It's impossible to start better than how the Jays did in that game, but and then walking the next couple guys, but he really settled in and had himself a great day. Exact same can be said for the entirety of the pitching staff yesterday. They hold the Jays to only they got some hits and tried to manufacture some runs.
I have to interrupt. Would you have pulled Gosman? No.
Yeah. I don't think I would have pulled you Savage at that point.
I would have pulled you Savage.
You think?
Yeah.
So I'm more okay with that one, but the Gosman pull on Sunday,
I'm with you on that one.
I am, and this, I mean, if it hasn't been made obvious yet through some of the conversations we've had over the past few weeks, like I am a believer in your starting pitcher needs to be your guy. And especially as it goes back to previous conversations about the Bieber pull in the divisional series, like these are veteran guys. You got to let them, even if it's not perfect, it almost never is. You just got to let them work through it a little bit more. But yeah, I was against pulling him when they did, and but the reality is they couldn't generate.
They didn't
runs.
have enough bats.
They couldn't get the sticks going in either contest really. And like I said, they whacked on a few hits. Nathan Lucas, great start to the series, but we know this Jays team power is there at times, but largely they are a manufacture runs team. Put balls in play. Try and generate some mistakes from your opponents. And Seattle's a much better defensive team than New York. We knew that coming in. But yeah, just not enough balls in play. Too many flyouts. Some hard contact over the course of these two games. I don't know how. I was going to say I don't know how many times Dalton Varsho hit a really hard hit ball just right to a fielder. But hey, that's a tough way to generate runs. You got to hit the ball on the ground and cut some guys moving around the bases.
It's happened twice before where teams rallied, most recently, rallied from a 2-0 deficit. Arizona beat the Phillies in the NLCS in 2023, down 2-0. I think only once before that I have found that a team has lost 2 at home and rallied back, and that was the 96 New York Yankees. They beat the Braves after losing the first 2 at Yankee Stadium. So it can be done, but they need Bieber to be really, really good tomorrow night and take it from there. Now, in the other series last night, you think about 2 things and 2 storylines. First of all, let's get to Blake Snell. So he faces the minimum 24 batters, and now you talk about coming out in the 9th inning. I almost wish that this would have backfired on Davey Roberts because Blake Snell faced the minimum 24 batters, hasn't been done since 1956 Don Larson World Series. His perfect game. It's 2-0, because they got the run in the 8th. 2-0 LA. They pull Snell. He's unhittable. He's faced the minimum 24 batters, allowed the 1 hit, 10 Ks, picks off the batter that hit him. And that's the crazy part of the whole game is that's not even the bigger story. It's the 8-6-2 double play, which I don't think anyone has ever seen before. Once before maybe not necessarily in that combo, but a 400-foot hit, ground into double play. Unbelievable. So in case you missed it, it was a shot to center field, and Sal Frelick gets his glove on it. It pops out of his glove, hits the top of the wall. Then he gets into his glove. Some people even thought it's a catch. Well, it's not a catch, obviously, but he fires it in, and all the Dodgers have no clue what's going on. None of them. Actually, nobody knew.
I don't think anybody knew what was going on.
The announcers had no clue. The umpires had no clue. They had to go to review for how long?
Well, I'd flipped over.
Oh, yeah.
And I was out of the game, back focused on the football games.
Yeah.
And then you come back and you're like, oh my God, this is still going on.
Reviewed, yeah. So anyway, it ends up to be a force out at home. Where, again, Teoscar...
Because bases were loaded.
Teoscar Hernandez, he makes the first dumb move.
Yeah.
And he's basically should be just tagging. And as soon as the ball hits the glove, no matter what...
Should be moving to third regardless.
He's on third base.
Yeah.
He's on third, so he should score as easily as possible. And then basically the Dodgers get 2 runners caught on the same base, technically. And Contreras, the catcher, just runs to third. Double play. So 8-6-2 double play. Unbelievable. It was just one of those things that you don't see in baseball, but could you believe it? Like Blake Snell, I was going back and forth like you, Duke, but he was unhittable.
Yeah, it's one of the better performances you will ever see in your life. Like from a pitcher, circumstance matters here because it is game 1 of an NLCS. But almost regardless of that, yes, it doesn't go down as a no-hitter, as a perfect game or anything like that. But the dominance that he displayed over 8 innings of baseball was very close to unlike anything I've ever seen in my life. It was incredible. And I'm with you. Like, I don't really have a dog in this fight. I think the Dodgers are a really good team, kind of almost a sleeping giant for some of the years, the way they stumbled through the regular season at times. Brewers have been the best team in baseball for the vast majority. So it's kind of like the little guy versus the evil empire, or the newer version of it, right? When you look at the Brewers payroll compared to LA's. But yeah, I would have liked to see Snell head back out there for 9. And maybe not necessarily, you kind of alluded to rooting for it to go the other way to bite them in the back end, but just to see it, right? I mean,
I think start the inning.
Yeah.
You got a 2-run lead too, right?
Yeah.
Start the inning.
And this, once again, going back to the starting pitcher conversation, this is an extreme case of it, but they always say, the more times you get through the order, the more times chances of blowing up and all of a sudden getting a couple runners on, and now you're in trouble. All these things. It's like, dude, he went through 24 consecutive
guys.
Batters and nobody got a lick off of him.
It's
like, what are you talking about? You're worried about the opponent getting more looks at him and a blow-up's coming. Like, come on, don't feed me that BS.
He should have been out there for the 9th for sure. Edmonton Oil Kings beat Lethbridge yesterday 6-2 to improve to 7-2 on the year. Monday Night Football, the 2 games. Duke, again, I can't pick my nose. That was a good job by you. You took Buffalo. Atlanta. Atlanta, and it was 24-14, so it was outright win. Chicago with that kick by Moody.
Oh, man, I was cursing.
25-24.
I was cursing Ben Johnson on that final drive. I just don't get it, Kevin. I don't understand head coaches in the NFL and all of football where you're like, yeah, I'm going to leave the game on the foot of a kicker. And it's different if you're trotting out prime Justin Tucker or whomever, right? Like, this is a guy who got cut from a team 3 weeks ago, already missed a kick in the game. And yes, this was essentially a chip shot.
Did have 3, though.
He made 3. I get it, but conditions are bad. Like, you had more than enough time on the clock. Why do you not at least just keep running plays?
And they haven't been able to stop Swift all night.
He had an unbelievable game. It was one of the best performances of DeAndre Swift's, certainly in a Bears uniform, even go back to Eagles and Lions time, one of the best of his career. Like, he could not be stopped. They couldn't need Monunga when he got the ball, had pretty good success too. So I just didn't understand the logic. I never will. And yes, I am full. Like, I had the Bears money line last night, straight up. And then I also in our little betting pools that I do with a couple groups of friends, I had the over in the game, which was 49.5.
Wow.
So would have I liked to see a touchdown at the end? Yes, of course I would have. But that's almost irrelevant here because it's just I don't get why coaches trust kickers so much.
I managed to sneak out both of them against Old Man Baker last night.
Did you, Kev? Way to go.
Well, he had Washington, and then I said, well, what about a bonus pick? And he goes, well, he says that he had Buffalo on Play Alberta. And he didn't want to. He said, I know you're going to take Buffalo. I said, well, no, I'll take Atlanta. So
smart.
Yeah. Well,
14-10 is where we stand now in my favor.
14-10. That's nothing.
Dude, I've already seen 2-3 game leads in either direction evaporate. So 4 is very much still within the realm of possibility. Another 5.
Is there 2 Monday nighters?
There's 2 Monday nighters again next week and a Sunday morning if we want to go there. So
for sure we're going there. As the year progresses, Duke, we will be adding a game in once in a while.
Pick one game from each morning and afternoon slate on Sunday too. Yeah, exactly.
Hey, it's a Tuesday morning. Usually Al Mitchell's with us on a Monday, but with the holiday yesterday, Alan Mitchell will be with us right after the break to lead things off as he does every week here on the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440. Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet at 8. Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey and Victory Plus TV at 8:20. We got Matt Yo, the Co-op Tour Challenge Grand Slam curling event, slides out of the hack this morning at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. I think first draw is in about a little over an hour, so we'll check in with Matt about what's going on there. Looking forward to having Dave Maloney on, New York Rangers analyst. You know what? Dave did radio for many, many, many years with the Rangers. Now he's doing TV. Not sure if a lot of our listeners knew that, but they changed, Sam Rosen and Joe Micheletti were, forever. John Davidson, too. The amount of broadcasters that the Rangers have had are few and far between. Dave Maloney moves over from radio to TV. We'll talk to Dave momentarily at 10 o'clock. And then Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy and the Jason Greger Show at 10:20. When we come back, Alan Mitchell, the Lowdown with Low Tide. You hear him every day here, 12 to 2 on Sports 1440. He's coming up right after the break. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost.
1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter. To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Heard of Uline? You know, the have-it-all in-stock, ready-to-deliver shipping and industrial supply specialists. The company that does things for you that are unheard of, like keeping 41,000 items in stock in our own warehouses. With customer service reps on the line to get you what you need when you need it 24/7, 365 every time. Maybe you heard it here first. Want to hear more? Visit uline.ca. ULINE, your shipping and industrial supply specialists.
Albertans celebrate a bounty of beautiful places to visit, boundless adventures to take, all in driving distance. And Sherwood Honda has the fuel-efficient vehicle that helps you go even further and appreciate more. Hybrid CRVs and Civics mean more thanks in your tanks, more great trips to be grateful for. And of course, Sherwood Honda is thankful for the chance to help you get there. It's a beautiful time of year, and it sure would be nice to hit the road with Sherwood Honda.
Portions of this hour are brought to you by Nectar.io. Learn more about how we can help your business automate processes, streamline operations, and save money at Nectar.io. Nectar.io, your business made better.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
Big program. 722 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We got Josh Fenwick, Sam the Record Man in studio as well. We'll get to them in the 740 break to see exactly where and what they did for their Thanksgiving weekend as we now check in with the Puck Report brought to you by Fountain Tire. Leaves are falling and so are the prices, said Fountain Tire, until October 18th. Just a couple more days, you can get up to 25% off per tire instantly, $125 back on a set of select Goodyear tires and $50 back on a $150 service with your purchase. Check them out at fountaintire.com as we welcome in Alan Mitchell, the Low Tide with Lowdown with Low Tide. You hear him every day here on Sports 1440, 12 to 2. Morning Tide. Are you still, are you one of those guys where you had to unbelt your buckle? You know what I mean? Unbuckle your belt?
We do not have Low Tide.
Oh, we lost Tide. What happened?
No, I didn't get him quite on the line yet. There, misfired. He might be stirring his coffee right now or something.
We'll get Low Tide. He's probably still trying to unbelt his buckle after a holiday weekend. I'm sure everyone had a nice holiday supper, either Sunday or Monday. Duke, I know you're doing yours tonight, right? So
correct.
Wow, that's a little late. It's like, well, I mean, it's probably, even better food, probably, more time to prepare.
Yeah, I've been tasked with bringing buns, very low risk option. So I just have to decide where I'm going to stop off and get some buns from.
Where are you thinking?
The fresher, the better.
Well,
so there's plenty of options around whether I grab them on my way out of the city. Yeah, I could swing over to Bonton. There's some spots around the south side of Red Deer that I drive past on my way through there.
Farmers market somewhere, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. So I got options. I'm gonna do some search and see. Maybe I'll take recommendations from the text line.
You could bake them yourself.
Yeah, no, that isn't happening. No chance. I don't have the facilities.
No.
Maybe next year. Maybe.
Actually, Laura baked some buns on Sunday, Duke. I had 4 ham buns that were left over.
So good.
Yeah.
That's I'm like the rest of this week. I'm just looking forward to leftovers more than I am actually supper tonight.
Mm-hmm. Brad from the north side says Cobb's. Yeah, first thing in the morning. The dinner rolls are amazing. Yeah, I picked up a dozen of them there the other day too. I hate to say it, but our friend Edgar and the fellas at Bonton were closed. Sorry. Duke's still trying to get Alan Mitchell on. Maybe Low Tide forgot that it was Tuesday. He thought it was Monday still. You never know. Anyway, Oilers in action tonight in New York to take on the Rangers. They've won the last 3 at Madison Square Garden, and Stu Skinner's been really good against the Rangers. I wouldn't be surprised if he starts, and I wouldn't be surprised if Cal Pickard starts after winning on Saturday night. Text line 833-401-1440. Tom texted in, morning, Kevin. I couldn't agree more when we were talking about umpire Doug Eddings. First, he was terrible, but he says, I thought it was odd that the home plate umpire kept throwing the ball back to the pitcher. Did it for both teams, yeah, and he's done it all the time. Never seen an umpire throw the ball so many times. And I caught too that Kirk would put his hand up, put the ball in my hand, I'll throw it to my pitcher. And the missed calls. What a joke it was for both teams. Had a bad day at the office. I hope he's not umpiring in the World Series. Great show as always. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate the kind words. Again, I'll never understand this. The guy, and especially like Eddings, he's not throwing it back. He's throwing it back harder than Kirk throws it back. So if you're off by a little bit, it might not sound like a big deal, but I can tell you one thing, years and years ago, and this is a true story. Are we still waiting on Tide? Can I tell the story, Duke? This is a long, long time ago. The New York Mets had a starting rotation of guys like Dwight Gooden, Sid Fernandez, David Cohn. I'm missing a couple of other key guys, but this was as good of a starting rotation as you could get. The catcher, one of the catchers at the time, I think he was the backup catcher. His name was Mackie Sasser. And he had that disease where he couldn't throw it back into the vicinity where the pitcher wanted it back. So pitcher would lean over, left, right, high, low. And finally, the pitching staff said, this guy's not catching. I'm not, like it was a disease like Chuck Knobloch had. Can't throw to second base, or from second base to first. And it's something like it gets in your head, you can't do it. Anyway, Mackie Sasser was throwing the ball left, right, high, low to guys like Cohn and Doc Gooden and Fernandez. They said, that's it. That's enough. He's not catching. I can't handle this. So just thinking, there was a couple. I saw 1 or 2 that weren't, right in the ballpark, if you want to call it. And call it around like a hula hoop around. This is an umpire that should just put the ball back in the catcher's hand and let the catcher throw it back to the pitcher. It might not sound like a big thing, but I can tell you one thing, the catchers don't like it, pitchers don't like it. And again, that first out on Randy Arozarena, that's unacceptable because what that did was just put everything, the wheels into motion in the first inning. Instead of a strikeout and 1 out, you got a man on first, and you got a 22-year-old chucker that's going, I thought I struck him out. The whole building thought I struck him out. The batter thought I struck him out. And it took him a little while to compose himself. And it took longer than he wanted because he walked the next batter. And then the third batter came up, ripped a 3-run shot. Oil Commander texts in just now. Good morning, gents. A huge, huge Commanders fan. It was very frustrating to watch my team literally give the game away. Could have been tied for first with the Eagles. Can't win turning the ball over that many times. Well, that's exactly what Dan Quinn said after the game. Don't deserve to win many games with 3 turnovers. And remember, if you go back to the last time these two teams played last year, it was the Hail Mary. Stevenson and Daniels, they had the shot of Stevenson on the bench late in the game. Talked about the storyline a little bit from last year. So many errors and turnovers by Washington. They let Chicago back in the game. Slow start to begin with. And you're right. You're right, Oil Commander. When you look at that NFC East division and how tough and how tight it's going to be, that's a blown opportunity for the Commanders. Could have been 4-2. With a home game against the Bears, you got to win those games. Now, having said that, gives the Bears some credit. And they're in the best division or the toughest division right now. Packers 3-1-1. Lions are 4-2. Vikings and Bears 3-2. Any luck with the Tide, Duke?
I think LT might have had a late sleep-in this morning. Talked to him yesterday. He was rearing to go.
Really?
It's true.
Well, I mean, maybe he's a little out of his element because normally it would be a...
Yes, I think that could very well be a factor. But like you said, maybe just a little turkey loginess, a little extra tryptophan in the system from what I assume were leftovers yesterday. Keeping him extra sleepy this morning. It happens.
Clay texts in the first pitch was called a strike. It was a ball. The umps missed calls. They're human. Come on, guys. Jays got pumped. Go Mariners. They got pumped 10-3. Yeah, they did. They lost 10-3. Their bats have gone silent. And the Mariners' bats came alive yesterday. But you can't deny the fact that you have a 22-year-old pitcher on the mound, Clay, and the whole building. And that pitch, first of all, that other pitch, not this pitch that was the punch-out pitch on Arozarena was so clearly a strike. This wasn't a nibbler. I think we're looking at 2/3 of the ball into the zone. But again, a young guy that's on the hill, and it rattled him for a bit. Stephen Wetaskiwin says, agreed, KK. I'm all for the human element in baseball, but yesterday's performance by Edding was awful. Do better. Again, we're going to have the ABS next year, and you're going to see it's going to be Tap City, man. Tap, 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 tap on the top of the melon. Well, let's do a little chit-chat here, boys, while we'll wait for the Tide or whatever. Joshy boy, let's welcome in Josh Fenwick. And you were driving to Calgary for your Thanksgiving. How was it?
It was good. The roads were very nice.
Oh yeah. I mean, what are we're not going home for Christmas here, big guy.
No. I was a little concerned because I was told that it was snowing in Calgary. And when I get there, it is in fact snowing, but it was the pavement's still warm enough. So it wasn't that big of a deal. Went down there by myself on Saturday, brought my sister, her roommate, and her other friend back up yesterday.
Oh no.
It was fine. They all ended up sleeping on the drive, so I just got to listen to my podcast.
Yeah, that's okay. Could you imagine if they were yakking and talking? And you probably wanted to listen to the game, right?
Yeah. So I told them as they were all getting in the car, I said, if we are still on the road at 3:00, we are listening to the Blue Jays broadcast. I do not care.
Yeah.
We're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But yeah, we left at noon, and they all ended up conking out by 1. So it was a nice quiet drive back to Edmonton. Also, a thing about the umping yesterday, 24 missed calls.
Yeah.
It's the worst called playoff game since I believe 2022. Also by Doug Eddings.
It's unbelievable. I can't believe it. There was a post earlier today, and I clicked on the link, and this is right up your alley, and it came from Balls and Strikes, and they have and I mean, it's hard. Like, I understand umping is hard, and every pitch is so difficult, but they show a video of every pitch that's missed, and some of them are just atrocious. Duke, nothing with light. We can can low tight. He can take a break too.
Oh yeah, no, it's I can keep calling, but if he's not answering, then so be it. So I'm sure I'll get a message here at some point of the morning apologizing as it goes. But hey, like I said, it happens, so no worries.
So you're having the turkey dinner tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty much right after the Fantasy Frenzy's done. I'm gonna head back over to the house, have a quick spot of lunch, and feed the cats and all that jazz, and then meet my sister in Leduc where she lives, and then we'll trek down to the farm. Some family photos set up. I think 4:30, give or take, and then right after. Hopefully that goes quickly and swimmingly, and then we'll just head back to the farm and turkey, ham,
and
potatoes, the whole spread, and I'm bringing the buns. Can't have a holiday dinner
without. How many buns do you bring?
I'll probably buy 2 dozen.
Wow, like that. Don't
There's only going to be, well, actually, I shouldn't say only, because with everyone's
just going all out,
with everyone's other halves and the children and stuff, there'll be 10 or more of us, 12 of us, maybe even, I think. So yeah, I might even need 3 dozen. You gotta have enough for leftovers.
You should invite Laddie over for that.
Maybe I'll just bring Laddie some,
just to meet the sisters and everything. And
yeah. No, Laddie's getting his fill on Thursday when I bring in some apple crisp.
Wow. Yeah. What's for dessert? We had pumpkin pie. Well, I didn't go, but for the family dinner, this is like, I can't shake this bug that I've had. I don't know what it is. So I never got to play hockey, never got to golf, never went to the Oilers game or the Elks for that matter. Never went to the family Thanksgiving supper.
And you know where you were most missed of all, Kevin?
None of them.
Friday night at the Drake.
Yes, that's another one. Friday night, I got a call to go to the game, not just from you, but from Hopper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was a good game Friday. Very light crowd. Very light crowd. Thanksgiving weekend, right? The vast majority of fans are still students, and the weekend, a lot of them jetting out of town.
What was it? It was 3-0 early or 3-1 early?
Well, I'll tell you what, Kev, the Griffins were actually the better team the majority of the first period. And then a couple of kind of bad bounces, good breaks for the Bears. All of a sudden they're up 2-rip, and then it was 3 before the period was out, and the rest of the game was a bit of a runaway. Much closer contest on Saturday at the DCA, which I don't know if you'd caught this or not. I talked about it on the Triple S. A triple header of hockey without leaving the ice district. Kings played at 2, Griffins and Bears at the DCA at 5, and then of course the Oilers hosting the Canucks at 8. So you could have just done a little flip-flop back and forth between Rogers and the DCA and caught 3 straight hockey games.
That would have been pretty well too. Yeah,
that would have been pretty cool. Yeah. But no, obviously, I didn't even end up going to the Elks game either.
Yeah,
I was putzing around. I'm moving here in the next couple of weeks, so I'm getting a few things lined up for that. And when I looked out the window and kind of saw the weather, I was like, you know what? All the faithful heading down to Commonwealth, they're a lot braver than me, especially considering I'd be sitting in a windowed press box.
Yeah. We'll talk about the Elks after the break here. Also, Pillman just texted and said 2 feet of snow in Nordegg.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures from a lot of in the mountains, Banff, Canmore, even and up to Nordegg and stuff. Yeah, lots of snow. Lots.
Well, thankfully the roads were good for Joshy boy. I mean, we're talking holy cow.
My mom was more concerned about it than I was. This is who was texting me because they were away in Ontario this weekend. So she's like, be careful about the roads. I'm like, okay.
Text line 833-401-1440. Montana to Rice. Hey, boys, hope you had a good Thanksgiving. I'm not sure how much more injuries my 49ers can withstand. The Fred Warner injury seems different than all the other injuries that they've had. The heart and soul of the team made me sick watching it. Well, MTR, I agree with you 100%. That was really tough. And they only showed the one replay of it. I was watching the game. And I don't know what it is, but these guys are just getting pounded by injuries. I think Kittle's going to be back for the next game. That's what they're saying. But, Fred Warner, what do you do? I don't know of a team like actually when you think about it, that game when you're watching Tampa and San Fran and Egbuka goes out for Tampa. So the top 3 receivers are out for Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield, you got to give him credit. He did a fabulous job to will a win for Tampa, but the Niners continue to play hard. I'll give you that, MTR. I'll give you that. You can take a buyout if you want on the bet. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit about the Elks win on Saturday night and look forward to this week's game against BC plus the Oilers in action tonight in New York against the Rangers. It's Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube and X.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right?
Available now, only at Booster Juice.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
The madness continues at the Brick. Get your home ready to host. Save up to $1,200 on made in Canada sofas and sectionals, up to 30% off coffee tables and nightstands, and up to 25% off bedroom and dining. Buy more, save more, up to $1,000 off appliances. Hockey season is here, and so are big savings on big screen TVs. Save up to $800, plus get free local delivery on screens over 50 inches. The Brick, saving you more.
Today on Hey Culligan, how smart is your water? Here's Tracy.
Hey, Culligan. I think my water might be dumb.
Good news, Tracy. Your water's not dumb. It's just not talking to you.
You can make my water talk.
No, but the new Culligan Smart Drinking Water System can talk to your phone to tell you when your water filters need changing and help you meet drinking water goals.
Now that's some brilliant H2O.
You said it, Tracy, and we're already on the way. Let us help you out with a free in-home water test from a local Culligan water expert at culligan.ca.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hey, sports fans, we've got a clear choice for you. At Crystal Glass, we provide customers with the perfect glass for any job. From home to auto and even commercial, installation or repairs, we're your team. Call 310 Glass or visit crystalglass.ca. Crystal Glass.
What sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Hi, it's Darren, owner of Alberta Custom Concrete, and we want to make your concrete look beautiful. The wonderful thing about looking at concrete is every piece is unique. And as you're taking a look at it, you realize there's things like micro cracks. What people don't realize is there's billions of cracks in concrete. That's actually what makes up its strength, is those cracks bonding together, creating a really tight surface. But at the same time, those cracks are susceptible. If you pour water on unsealed concrete, it'll change color right away. That water penetrates very easily, and once it freezes, like we can go -20 to +20, in one night, it will expand and explode. When we come to your place, the first thing we want to do is take a look and see what's going on. So we'll clean it, we'll treat it, we'll protect it. Within that process, we can actually see what's happening. Without knowing why you have issues, it's very hard to come up with a proper solution to fix it. Alberta Custom Concrete. See us on the south side or view the gallery and get your free estimate at albertacustomconcrete.com.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are this Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tritum, tandem, and single axle trucks including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
Farm, ranch, acreage, or lake lot. They're here to help at Bashaw Concrete Products. Family owned and operated for 60 years. They continue to provide the best products and service, period. Call now for your free quote on the highest quality ready mix and gravel, a new septic tank, or an outhouse pad and tank. plus precast cattle water pads, garage sumps, and more. Call 780-372-3854 for prompt delivery. Bash Hog Concrete Products, 780-372-3854. BashHogConcrete.com.
Mission Rail and Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved equipment auctions are this Friday at 9 a.m., featuring a large selection of surplus municipal graders plus backhoes, dozers, wheel loaders, man lifts, skid steers, telehandlers, plus commercial trailers and more. Info at maauctions.com.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 7:45 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. Yes, the Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select. Get in on the action with NHL hockey. It's kind of weird to say it's just a couple days away from Thursday night football. We got Steelers and Bengals. You can have a sniff on that on Sports Select. Bet on the original at sportselect.com. It's 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsible. In the NHL last night, some scores of note. The Hawks beat Utah 3-1. The Kings and Wild went to a shootout. Minnesota won that one 4-3. Vancouver Canucks, you got to wonder what's going on with the Canucks here. Old Samuels Canucks. Blues go into Van City and win 5-2. Todd McClellan, after game one in Detroit, blasted his team. Said, what's going on here? Time to figure it out. Well, they came out with a couple of big wins, including yesterday's 3-2 win over the Leafs in Toronto. They moved that game up in Toronto so people could attend or watch or do both or whatever to go to the Blue Jays game. Florida in Philly. The Flyers win that one 5-2. Jets a 5-2 winner over the Islanders. And the Colorado Avalanche of note beat Buffalo 3-1. Here we are, just 3 games into the season. And where are we at with the Buffalo Sabres? We're going to discuss that with Frank Saravalli at 8:20, but it's 3 games in, and already people are talking about the season's over. Man, oh man. That is a franchise and an organization in total disarray. I had a text a little while ago about thoughts on the Elks game on Saturday night, a 25-20 victory over the Winnipeg Blue Bombers. Now, there was a few things that I noticed in the game. So late in the game, and everyone was talking about the tiebreaker. So because the Blue Bombers won the first game by 13 points, the Elks needed to win by 14 to have the tiebreaker. Well, there was a period at the end of the game where they didn't really show a lot of urgency to try and maybe push for another touchdown with a 2-point conversion. That would have been a 13-point lead. I texted Eddie Steele and I said, well, what would happen if it's 13-13, right? They win by 13, they lose by 13. He didn't know. Wasn't sure. It didn't get to that, so no one's really inquired. I don't know if anyone knows. The only thing I can think of is that the team that scored the higher total of points in one of the games, like your highest point total, which would have been the Blue Bombers with their point total in the first game, that would have been the only thing that I could think of that would be the second tiebreaker. Duke, did you ever think about that? Did that come into your mind?
Did not once cross my mind, Kevin. I'll be honest with you. That's some good thinking by you.
Well, not necessarily by me, but I mean, I asked Eddie too, and I said, well, what, and he had no clue about it. So that's the only thing that I can think of, like a team that scored the highest amount of points in one of the games would have won the tiebreaker. It didn't come down to that. There was another play late in the half that puzzled me, and it resulted in a missed field goal. And the Double E had the clock running down and took a time count violation, but they had a timeout. So I didn't understand that. And maybe they didn't have a timeout. Maybe it just showed on the telecast that there was a timeout. Sometimes those little timeout ticks that you see on the screen are wrong. But I did notice that. Why not call a timeout? Basically, it's the last play of the half, end up missing the field goal. So I didn't understand that one play either. But 25-20, Elks win it. They're still alive when it comes to the playoffs. So this week, Saskatchewan visits Winnipeg. You know, Winnipeg's fighting for playoff position, so they're going to be going hard. Saskatchewan's wrapped up first. Maybe they don't play all their starters the whole game. I don't know. Edmonton and BC for the late game on Friday. And here's another one. This is just going to drive everyone nuts. So it'll be a 8:30 start Mountain Time because the game in Winnipeg is a 6 o'clock start. So 7 local, which there's no problem with that. No problem having a local start in Winnipeg at 7 o'clock on a Friday if that's what you want. And that's what it is. No problem with that. But they want to, they got to have the doubleheader. You got to have the doubleheader on TSN. The game should be starting at 7 o'clock in BC, not 7:30. And we all know that kickoff won't be till 7:45, 7:50. So stop it. Just stop it already. Montreal and Ottawa on Saturday and Toronto and Calgary. So what has to happen? The Elks have to win out. Calgary has to lose to Toronto. That keeps Calgary still in the mix for the Elks to overtake them. But obviously Saskatchewan has to beat Winnipeg as well. Duke, what do you think of the chances are here?
They're slim. They're slim, but I'm not going to totally write them off yet. I say that as somebody who actually wrote them off many weeks ago already after one of their mid-season losses. But this is a team that shows resilience, and I thought that was really on display Saturday. I mean, like Cody Fajardo's numbers don't pop off the page at you, right? With just over 140 some yards passing, but used his legs effectively at times. Was another unbelievable outing for Justin Rankin, right? Like pounding the rock. He's such a dynamic guy. You get the ball in his hands, and you're just like waiting for something exciting to happen. And like the patience, the vision behind the line. Has
Cordell
really
Jackson,
me.
the return.
Yeah, that was a wild sequence,
man.
wild series of things that kind of led to that happening. But hey, that's excitement. That's what keeps you engaged. I'm sure kept the fans that did brave the elements down at Commonwealth a little warmer in their seats when stuff like that happens. So it was an exciting game. I really enjoyed watching it, even if it was just from the comfort of the couch rather than down at the field. There's something about the Elks.
Yeah, Rankin, as you said, Duke, that was a career high 18 carries, 138 yards. Phenomenal game again by Rankin. The catch by Ontario Wilson by the Blue Bombers in the end zone. I almost was out to disagree with you there, Duke. You said it was one of the best catches, whatever, in Bombers for the Bombers. It's got to be Milt Stegall, though. You know, this is unbelievable.
This is unbelievable. Yeah. I just, I have it as an in-out topic. We can dive into it a little bit more. But I thought that was like that gave me, and yes, the circumstances are not the same, but that gave me shades of Julian Edelman's catch in the Super Bowl in the 28-3 comeback against the Falcons for New England, where you kind of double catch and then pick it right off the turf, essentially on the last chance dash at it. So I was really impressed. What a feat, concentration, all that going into it. So I was thoroughly blown away by that catch.
Yeah. L Nate says, if I know the CFL, they don't know either. The second tiebreaker. So again, no one seems to put that out there. Jurassic Bark, do you think that Rankin gets any MOP consideration? Well, okay. For one, he's automatically the double E nomination. So from there, it gets whittled down. And I just think with the players that are out there ahead of him, he won't get to where it's the East versus West. He's so darn close, though. So darn close. A phenomenal season. And great that they locked him up for 2 more years.
Do you think, Kevin, because I think as there's still a few weeks left and things can change, but to me, out of the West, I think it's Trevor Harris.
Well, I mean,
but like, do you think that Rankin
could be Rourke too?
Yeah, I suppose.
It's probably going to be, it could be Rourke over, or like, it's like a 50-50 to me.
Between Rourke and Harris.
Yeah. I wouldn't say, you might get some split here. Like some people might say, Rankin might take a vote from someone else away, right?
Well, that was kind of my question there, being like, is there a chance Rankin finishes second in the West in MOP?
It would be tough. I wouldn't have a problem with it. And that goes to what against what
I think if they can squeak their way into the playoffs, I think that his legitimacy
absolutely.
for the award has to skyrocket, because this is a team with a lot of holes and at times throughout the season has looked lost, but he's kind of been the one pretty steady factor that essentially week in, week out, game in, game out has been reliable for them.
Buck says, morning, boys. What was the attendance at the Elks game? I would say between 7,000 and 8,000 actual attendance. I don't know what announced attendance was, but I would say actual between 7 and 8. I do know that after the game, head coach Mark Killam said, I want to shout out to the fans that were here because they were loud when it mattered. It wasn't the best weather. It was a little fresh, he said, but that's fall playoff style football weather, and they were loud. When we started this thing, we wanted to play well at home all year. And we're starting to trend that way. And I think that's well said by the coach. When we come back, we'll have Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet and Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey on Victory Plus TV. Also, Matt Yo from the Co-op Tour Curling Challenge, the Grand Slam curling event that's at Silent Ice Center in Nisku. We got Dave Maloney, Rangers analyst, as we tee up tonight's Oilers-Rangers game, plus Connor Halley from Fantasy Frenzy, also in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Nectar.io. Transforming field data into boardroom insights. Nectar.io is the all-in-one solution for your fleet, safety, time tracking, and materials management needs. Nectar.io, your business made better. Here is the Duke.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
10 games straight across the NHL yesterday, including the Avalanche beating the Sabres 3-1, 0-3 start for Buffalo on the season. Lightning get past the Bruins 4-3. Sens falling to the Predators 4-1. Leafs down by the Red Wings 3-2. Islanders also with an 0-3 start. They lose to the Jets 5-2. Devils with the Blue Jackets 3-2. Blues topping the Canucks 5-2. And in the nightcap, the Blackhawks hold on to beat the Mammoth 3-1. MLB postseason action. The Jays go down 0-2 in the ALCS as they fall to the Mariners 10-3. And over on the National League side, what an outing by Blake Snell. 8 innings, 1 hit baseball. Dodgers hold on to beat the Brewers 2-1 to open up a 1-0 series lead in the National League Championship Series. Week 6 in the NFL, wrapping up last night with a double dip of Monday Night Football. The Bills lose a second straight. They fall to the Falcons 24-14. Bijan Robinson running wild in that one, 170 yards on the ground. And the Bears, game-winning field goal by Jake Moody. They beat the Commanders 25-24. In case you missed it, fallout from Sunday Night Football. Detroit Lions safety Brian Branch suspended 1 game for his post-game conduct unsportsmanlike in an altercation with Juju Smith-Schuster. And Tennessee Titans, first team to fire a head coach this season. They let Brian Callahan go after a 1-5 start to the campaign. Callahan was in the midst of just his second season as head coach. Coming up in hour 2, the Kevin Karius Show will be joined by Sportsnet's Mark Spector, as well as Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey on Victory Plus TV. I'm Brandon Douglas at your Sports 1440 update.
Sports 1440 in West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin. CKJR is a Stingray radio station.
Download the free radio player app and listen wherever you go.
Looking for an all-season vehicle with room for the hockey gear, comfort for the daily commute, and rugged capability for your weekend adventures? That's the all-new 2025 Jeep Compass, and you'll find it during the biggest sale of the year this month at St. Albert Dodge. Now, what can I say? It's a Jeep, it's a 4x4, and it's loaded with standard features like an 8.4-inch touchscreen, keyless entry, and heated front seats, all starting from just $34,900. Head up the trail and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
For a silly hockey fan,
Performance, your partner in power, just skated onto the ice.
EWEL.ca, the new e-commerce website for electrical wholesalers Edmonton, is ready for the power play 24/7, 365.
UL skates to where the puck will be in 5 years. Now that's forward thinking.
Killer selection, slamming products from the best brands, and legendary service.
Don't sit on the bench. Get your account today at ewell.ca and win that project.
Plug into your partner in power. Get an EWEL.ca account today.
Michelle and Colette are sisters. Sisters who don't agree on much, especially when it comes to which hockey team is the best.
Edmonton is the best, baby. Vancouver's number one.
Even when it comes to meat snacks from Wilhawks.
I love the Harris Schweeder. The ham sausage rules.
But they will agree
Wilhauk beef jerky is the best.
it might just be the only thing Alberta hockey fans can agree on.
Others can try to imitate, but no one can duplicate Wilhauk beef jerky. Only available in Leduc. Get yours today because you don't win friends with salad.
For all things golf carts, it's the Golf Cart people. Their certified techs provide expert service from maintenance to custom upgrades. Customers can explore the sales floor for new and used club car, Yamaha, and E-Z-Go models. The Golf Cart people stock a wide variety of parts and accessories to keep every ride in top shape and offer convenient rentals for tournaments, weddings, and festivals. Trusted for sales, service, parts, accessories, and rentals since 1997. Visit the Golf Cart people at golfcartpeople.com. Your complete golf cart solution.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:01 in Edmonton. Time now for On the Mark, brought to you by Northgate Chevrolet, Buick GMC. They got 0% for 84 months on half-ton trucks right now. It's 0%. Can that even be possible? Well, even old Mikey Lowe had to read it twice. This is what he says, so you got to believe him. Go find out for yourself. Ask Mike. He knows it all. There's no question about that at Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC as we welcome in Mark Spector from Rogers Sportsnet. Good morning, Spec. How's the Big Apple treating you?
Treating me okay so far, Kev. How you doing, man?
Good. Where are you?
You're still fighting that cold, or are you over it now? You
I'm still battling it.
Jeez.
I don't know.
When you get old, those things hang around, eh?
Well, I went out with that dinner with you guys on Thursday, and Roger asked me 800 questions. I had to answer them. I couldn't. I just kept talking and talking and talking. So
yeah, that guy had more questions than a
reporter.
Journalist on. That's right, the reporter.
Yeah. Where are you right now, Spec?
I'm standing in a little patio that no one else is on because it was wet. It rained overnight here. Yeah. I'm just right outside MSG. I'm looking at the big Madison Square as we speak. Just had a nice bagel and coffee here in New York, and ready to go have our morning skate, my friend.
Yeah, the New York bagel. You can't beat it.
You know what? It is a great city that way. Yeah. Like for our listeners out there, if you ever, if you've never been to Manhattan, it's just a place you should try. It's
maybe explain to our listeners, Spec, about I've been to MSG probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. And when you walk, we would always walk from the hotel to MSG, but it's not like you're walking by, say, Rogers Place or something. Maybe just explain how it sort of blends in a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, Manhattan, the streets are so crowded. There's something everywhere. It is the vibrant downtown that every city strives for, and not that many have these days. So MSG, the rink, is just plopped down in the middle of absolute chaos. Every place you look, there is a busy restaurant or hotel, or I'm looking at a place where people are going in. It looks like there's a computer shop. There's no, you say to yourself, how can all these shops have prepared food in the window and none of it goes bad. Well, it doesn't go bad here because there's enough people that are buying it and eating it. I don't think anyone cooks in this town to start with.
Yeah.
But anyway, it's just like, it's kind of like Vegas in that once you're here for 3-4 days, it's moving so fast, Kev, you say to yourself, okay, it's time to go home. But it's not like Vegas in that, like, I just bought a wonderful bagel and cream cheese and an excellent cup of coffee and left a tip, and it was $8.
Right.
You know, in Vegas, it's $18. So it's I don't know. It's a great city. If you haven't been there, folks, here, it'd be a fun place to come see your Oilers play. I'm not telling you it's cheap to get in that building.
No.
But once you're in it, it's a wonderful place to be, MSG.
And isn't it weird? It's amazing how out of 365 days a year, they might have 350 events in that building.
Yeah, no, it's a busy building. Yeah, what's the rink on? The 6th floor or something like that?
Yeah.
You know, there's a Felt Forums in there, or they used to have a ton of boxing events. And it's a busy place, man. Billy Joel, I think, still plays you on Saturday night in there. It's sort of a house gig. And, lots of fun, man. And the Oilers are in there tonight. Looking forward to it.
I remember years ago, I went into Glenn Sather's office with Rod Phillips. This is a long time ago. And of course, Rod and Glenn go way back to a long time ago. And I just sat there and just looked around. And then Slats looked at me and said, "And what are you doing here?" And I just said, "I'm just with him, man. I mean,
I'm just hanging out with Rod.
What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say?" So, morning skate today, Spec, here in the next little bit. What are we expecting as far as maybe players coming in or out, or even how about let's start with the starting goaltender first?
Well, all of this is for observation, my friend.
Yeah.
They practiced on Sunday. Had a regular practice. Looks like they went to the McDavid's house for a big team Thanksgiving meal on Sunday night, and then they flew yesterday. So, to be honest, I can't wait to find out. Is Jack Roslovic playing? Where's he going to play?
Yeah.
You know, I would think that Skinner comes back in. The backup doesn't usually get 2 in a row. I think we got to remember about Skinner. Like, listen, I wrote pretty harshly on him after that goal against Calgary, for sure. But I think you have to look big picture. He played really well that game. He just made one mistake. And I know we're all sick of hearing that. And I know that one mistake has to disappear. I get all that. But he had an excellent game. And he went about however many deep in the shootout and gave his team a chance to win. Really did give his team a chance to win. So my point is, if I'm the coach, I'm going back to Skinner tonight. And I think it's probably you're going to see Roslovic get in there. And then who comes out? Now the fun's going to start here. They've as guys start to get in this lineup and guys start to get healthy, we're going to have to see some roster moves, and I can't wait to find out what they're going to be.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, Spec, if Skinner goes in and then we see Cal Pickard again. They're going to split on the weekend in Jersey and Detroit back to back. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-2. Skinner plays 3 and Pickard plays 2 on this trip. Yeah,
well, for sure they'll split. So let's say you go Skinner tonight. Today's Tuesday. You go Thursday on Long Island, and then you go Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I go Skinner tonight. If I like his game, I'm going to go him again on the island, and then I'm going to go Pickard in Jersey Saturday, and I'm going to go Skinner Sunday in Detroit, and then maybe I'll go Pickard in Ottawa. Sure.
You never know. Yeah, there's a lot of options here for sure. And then no
one's tired. No one's tired, Kev. It's let's call a spade here.
Mm-hmm.
The most important thing in goal in the Edmonton Oilers world is doing it so that you get Skinner playing very well, play as well as he can. We know what Pickard is. He's excellent off the bench. He's a really good quality backup. He showed you that the other night against Vancouver. No one's worried about picks. It's the other guy that they're building the schedule around.
What about Jake Wallman? That's another key part here that everyone says he's getting close. But again, you talk about him going in. Well, now you got to make some adjustments with who's coming out and cap wise and everything.
Yeah, well, that's the whole once we get into the cap thing, you start to lose me a little bit. They pay people to figure that stuff out.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, he's bringing in a bigger salary. I mean, they've got some cap space because they got all this on LTI, right?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a real cap crunch here, Kev, until you start bringing in like Hyman. Because he's a $5 million player. I think they can work the cap not bad when Wallman comes back, even when Janmark comes back. To me, it's more bodies. Like there's just, you can only carry so many bodies on your roster. And as these guys come in, once Wallman's back to stay, you're going to have 8 defensemen. Well, is that what you want? Once Janmark comes back in to stay, you're going to have to move it forward out of here somehow.
Mark Spector with us on Sports 1440. Wanted to maybe just touch on Noah Philp and him scoring a goal on Saturday night. The journey, everything. It's a feel-good story, is it not?
Yeah, I didn't see him on TV with Gene because we were unable to. I'm waiting to get in the dressing room, but I sense that might have been a fairly emotional interview. Is that right?
I watched it, Spec. I think and I've interviewed him several times, and I always think that he wants to deflect stuff. Like he's that guy that, yeah, you know what? It's been a hell of a journey, but I want to get on to the next stuff, and I couldn't be here without my teammates and things like that. He's that deflector guy.
Well, a lot of hockey players are, right? We lament the fact that when a guy scores 3 goals, he steps in front of the mics and starts crediting his wingers. That's hockey. In football, they go, "Yeah, I was great," which makes better copy. So, but listen, Noah Philp, and he's at a point in his career. He's kind of a little bit Derek Ryan, 2.0 here, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Derek never played until he was 28, 29. This kid's 27, and he's a young first-year guy. I mean, basically scoring his first NHL goal. He's 22 here. So, it has been a long road for him to get here. And he did come out of, any guy that plays at the University of Alberta, and this isn't me, I got that Golden Bear logo tattooed somewhere here.
Yeah.
Any guy that plays there, once you get there, you're kind of moving on in your hockey career. No one goes there with the intention of stopping there on their way to the NHL. So for a guy to go there and have a run and then blossom a little bit and then have some scouts look at him and say, you know what, we'll sign you to Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden your pro career gets rejuvenated thanks to the Ian Herbers and the people down at Stan Marple and those guys who do, such a great program. And all of a sudden you're in Baco, and now, geez, you play pretty well there. And all of a sudden you're up here, you got a chance to make the team. And now he's, he looks like he might be the 4th line center on this team, and you score a goal, and he's playing well, and it's starting to come true here. And geez, it's got to really be a lot. When we talked to him after that game, Kev, he seemed pretty emotional to me. He was kind of holding it in, and I thought, you know what, good for you, kid. Who's not cheering? Who's not cheering for Noah Philp here, right? Who's not cheering for him?
Spec, all the Golden Bears who have scored a goal in the NHL?
All of them?
Yeah.
Ooh. How many of them are there?
4.
Well, Randy Gregg, Derek Ryan, Noah Philp, and come on, who's the last one?
Corey Cross.
Corey Cross. That's right, Corey Cross. Attaboy.
Yeah. Also a guy that I think the Oilers are so happy that he got off to a good start because it didn't happen this way with the 2 guys they signed last July 1st, Andrew Mangiapane. For him to get off to this type of start, I think it's just a big, big positive moving forward. What have you thought of his game so far?
Yeah, well, and you know what? We weren't that worried about Arvidsson and Skinner during the season. I guess we were. We didn't love their game, frankly.
Yeah.
But what we really, the lasting impression for me, Kev, is, when the biggest games came, those guys were often scratched. When the playoff, you sign those guys to help you win a cup, and they weren't helping you much sitting in a press box wearing a suit. So that was really, really, that was, whatever that was, $6 or $7 million worth of player that was not helping. They were absolutely scratched, and that hurt a hell of a lot for the Oilers. So the free signings this year were pretty important to get them right.
Mm-hmm.
And listen, we're 2 games in, but Andrew Mangiapane doesn't look like the guy today who, when crunch time comes, is going to be sitting in any press boxes, right? He's got good wheels. He's tenacious. He's shown, the finish on the goal against Demko. He picked off that pass from Cheadle. He had some time. He looked up. He picked the corner and blew it past him. And that's what you want to see. So yes, I think it's in big picture, it's a good sign to see Mangiapane playing well like this because you kind of feel like it's not going to be, oh, here we go again, right?
Yeah, and in that same breath, Spec, would you say it's just a matter of time for David Tomashek? Just, he's had, 8-10 really good chances so far. Just a matter of time here?
Well, I mean, the old hockey cliche, I only worry when I'm not getting any chances. If I'm getting chances, they're going to go in. So, I'll defer to that. That's a standard. All of our listeners have heard that a million times. And it's the reason you hear it is because it's true. There's guys out there that never get a scoring chance. David Tomashek's had a whole bunch of them, and he set up a couple too. So, yeah, I'm not worried. At this point, I'm not worried about him. I mean, listen, I looked at the list of he led the Swedish league in scoring last year. I called up the leading goalies in the Swedish Elite League last year. And there's one guy in the top, on the whole page, the top 20 who played games in the NHL. His name is Jonas Enroth. Remember he played for Buffalo, a cup of coffee?
Yeah.
The rest of them are a bunch of guys who have, some of them might have come over and played college or USHL. But my point is this, the goaltending over there is vastly inferior. I mean, it's a 1,000 leagues below the sea, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So he's over here shooting on NHL goalies now. You don't just walk in the door and start beating. He needs to, it's an adjustment, right? It's an adjustment. He's got 2 games under his belt. He's got a bunch of chances. Nothing's going in. I would say to you, he'll probably figure that out to an extent. 1 will go in, 2 will go in. He'll feel better about himself. He won't take so long. He dusted that puck off in front of the net the other night. That doesn't work in this league. You don't dust pucks off, right? You shoot them right away. So he'll get all that stuff straight. I noticed Draisaitl really tapping him on the pants and trying to lift his spirits and letting them know that, hey, we're not giving up on you, buddy. And that to me is excellent leadership on Draisaitl's part, right?
Absolutely. And you're going to see that. I mean, it's funny. I think with Tomashek is he a year older or 1 year? Maybe they're the same age.
They're going to go 29, right?
Yeah, there you go.
Same age, couple of European guys, same age.
Yeah.
Both made their living in hockey. They probably got a ton of things in common. One guy's Germany, one guy's Czechoslovakia. I mean, I'll bet they have a ton of things in common for sure.
Spec, as always, good stuff. Hey, remember back in the day when we used to go try to find those fake Rolexes?
Oh my God. It's funny you say that because I forgot my watch on this trip. I got in the airport yesterday, looked down at my wrist, and I left my watch at home.
Well,
so maybe I got to go buy one of those fake Rolexes.
They were like $10 or $20 American back in the day. Maybe you can get one for 50.
It'll probably be 50 now. Will it work long enough to get me through the trip?
Looks good though, doesn't it?
Robin Brownlee used to get those things. And then he'd take them back and he'd make some poor sucker look at him and put a value on him so you could tell if he got a good deal or not.
Exactly. Yeah. I bought a couple myself. So yeah, they're no good anymore. Thanks, Spec. Talk to you tomorrow, buddy.
Yeah.
It's Mark Spector on the mark, brought to you powered by Northgate Chevrolet, Buick GMC. This truck's for you. When we come back, Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey and Victory Plus TV. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select, streaming on YouTube and X.
Experience more at the Edmonton Expo Center. Come for Canada's largest trade show, the biggest names in entertainment, exhilarating sporting events, and more. Stay for the experience, but it doesn't end there. Maximize your brand exposure with Edmonton Expo Center's new cutting-edge feature screens, spanning Western Canada's largest venue space. Captivate an annual audience of over 1 million visitors during iconic events like Pro Rodeo, Disney on Ice, Glow, K-Days, and so much more. To learn more, call 780-471-7380 or visit EdmontonExpoCenter.com today.
When you have lifting and material handling needs, Northwest Crane delivers. Western Canada's Sandy dealer, backed by the industry's toughest warranty. 3 years, 3,000 hours, no compromises. They service all crane makes and models with skilled technicians and deep industry expertise. Alberta owned with locations in Leduc and Grand Prairie and fully equipped service trucks. Northwest Crane keeps your operation lifting. For more information on sales or service, visit northwestcrane.com or call today.
Mr. Rooter meets a ghost. 1 plunge, 2, and 3. A toilet clogged with a ghost? Man, I love plumbing. You're free now.
I will never find peace. The clog is fixed, yes, but I have never trusted the sump pump.
No problemo. I can fix that. Now go to the light, you little scamp.
Thank you, Mr. Rooter.
To resolve your unfinished plumbing business, trust one plumber, Mr. Rooter.
Seriously, another door knocker? I really want to go solar, but these high-pressure tactics are exhausting.
And their prices are unbelievable. Before we do anything, let's call Great Canadian Solar.
There's a better way to go solar. Great Canadian Solar provides honest advice and fair pricing to save you from overpaying. They're easy to deal with and will never put pressure on you to buy. As a trusted local business for over 15 years, Great Canadian Solar will support you in your solar journey. Visit greatcanadiansolar.com and call today to get started.
Want sports talk on the go?
You can listen to 1440 on the AM dial or stream us on your mobile device through apps like Radio Player, iHeart, and Stingray Music.
Edmonton sports fans,
turn to Sports 1440.
1440.
Is your company drowning in paperwork and administrative tasks? Do you need more data to make better decisions? Nectar.io is your company's all-in-one solution for fleet and materials management, safety, time cards, and GIS-based project management. Now is the time to capture and transform field, site, and shop data into boardroom-level business intelligence, all with one login. Visit Nectar.io to book a demo today. Nectar.io, your business made better.
At the Nissan All-In Clearout, there's nothing more chill than financing an award-winning Nissan for just 0%. Enjoy the soothing relaxation of zero stress, zero worries, zero indecision.
During the Nissan All-In Clearout, get 0% financing plus up to $500 bonus on some of our best-selling models. You have zero reasons to wait. Conditions apply. See your local Nissan dealer today.
Visit your local Edmonton and area Nissan dealer for more information.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Get in on the action with hockey. Bet on the original at sportsselect.com. 100% legal, must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades. The Kevin Karius Show. Powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 8:21 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on a Tuesday morning. Time now for the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter Plumbing. Getting snakes in and deep and giving them 110% day in and day out for all your plumbing needs. Go to mrrooter.ca as we welcome in Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey and Victory Plus TV. Good morning, Frank. How was your Canadian Thanksgiving weekend, Frank?
Also known as Columbus Day.
Oh,
apparently you're not allowed to celebrate Columbus Day anymore. I guess that's a thing here now. They
Explain?
removed all the statues,
So no statues, nothing? But
I'm not offering any political commentary, but that's a joke.
Okay. Well, but you had a day off yesterday?
I mean, I didn't, but
I know
a
you
lot
never
of schools did. We had a Columbus Day tournament this weekend for minor hockey, which included the championship game on Monday. But yeah, it was that's
your son's team, Frank?
Yeah. Yep.
How'd you guys do?
We went 3-1. We didn't make it to the final. Lost on a tiebreaker.
The dreaded tiebreaker.
Yeah, that'll happen.
You got to run the score up when you get the chance, I guess, huh?
We scored 46 goals in 4 games, so I think we did all right. It wasn't it. It was the head-to-head. It was the one.
Oh, you lost to the team. I see. Yeah. Well, I don't even know where to start with the NHL after just a week into the schedule. Maybe Buffalo, Frank, after 3 losses. And I mean, you'd swear that the season was over already. Maybe it is. It's such a dire situation. What are your thoughts on where this team is and maybe where it can go?
It's a franchise without a rudder. That's the truth. This season was over back in June when they traded JJ Peterka. I mean, when you're trading away a first line winger who's 23 and had 75 points, might as well pack it in, because the message to the rest of your group is didn't like it here, didn't have an opportunity to win, doesn't see a path forward. And that has to be what a lot of other players in that room are feeling. I mentioned last year when I did my reporting that Peterka wasn't the only player that was feeling some of that pain and pressure. And now no coaching change after a dreadful season. So back with Lindy Ruff, who by all accounts, many seem to indicate that the ownership group had hired the head coach. And then you have Chance in the arena last night, fire Adams. I mean, 0-3, and it's really difficult to proclaim that any team's season is over after 1 week of hockey. But I just don't know where this team goes from here, because it's been rebuild after rebuild, and it's been failed push to make the playoffs after failed push.
So, I mean, you've covered Lindy Ruff for a long time. So have I. I mean, just looking at him, watching him here, he looks like he doesn't have anything left. Doesn't have anything left to give, or that he can turn things around here.
But that's why I was so floored watching the end of his tenure in New Jersey to see how things weren't working. And that's the guy that the Buffalo Sabres hired. Look, Lindy Ruff is a great guy and an accomplished NHL head coach who's quite literally been around forever. But they needed leadership. They needed direction. They needed a vision from the front office on down. And if you were to ask me, like, if you were to put a gun to my head today, and I know that's a very American thing, but if you were to put a gun to my head today and you were to say, what are the Buffalo Sabres in 3 words or less? I couldn't give you an answer.
So let me look at it this way too, Frank, because of ownership. Same owners, the Pagulas that own the Bills. And they've turned things around.
Yeah.
They have the best quarterback going. One of the main reasons. But it just seems that everything that the Pagulas do with the Sabres is not even on the same level as what they do with the Bills. Is that fair?
I mean, that's how a lot of people would see it in Buffalo. Why is it that this family can get the NFL team right, but not the NHL? And to me, it comes back to leadership. I think Kevin Adams is a sharp guy. He has spent a lifetime in the game, was an NHL player. But when you go from being president or vice president of the business operations to immediately being handed the keys to NHL general manager without any experience at all, you're setting yourself up to fail. And again, I know that I'm not questioning for 1 second his work effort, his ethics, any part of his operation. Other than that, they seem to be a team that's stuck in neutral. You know, why is it that you decide to make a trade last year if you're going to move Dylan Cousins? Why do that on deadline day? What, like, again, soft deadline, you've got a young player part of your organization, and then to trade him for this is a quote not from me, but from an NHL general manager, to trade him for a guy in Josh Norris who has a mashed potato for a shoulder.
Yeah.
I just don't. If you want to make the trade, fine. Wait till after the season to put all your cards on the table and fully process what you can get for Dylan Cousins. Why make that trade in that moment, in that time, on that day? I still don't understand it.
Norris out 2 months or so?
Yeah, about 8 weeks. Again, I feel bad for him.
Yeah.
Between the shoulder injuries, this different injury that's not related to that. I mean, this guy can't catch a break. He's missed 150 games and counting in the last 4 years. It's a lot.
So just one more with Buffalo. Alex Tuck surely be traded here, being a UFA next year. What about?
I don't think that's a sure thing, by the way.
Without question. But what about guys like Thompson and Darlene and guys like that who have maybe not said on the record, but you hear the whispers, like you hear them, that if things don't improve here, why do I want to stay here?
I think it's a really fair question to ask. And you know, it's a shame because Buffalo is, when I first started covering this league 18 years ago, and I was, making my rounds to every city on a week-to-week basis, there's no better place to watch a game. Fan base is into it. They're passionate. They're loud. They care. That is a market that really cares. They've had the life beaten out of them between ownership, coaching changes, players, a revolving door. I mean, if you think back to, and I actually did this work last week and talked about it on my show, but if you think about all the guys that had been in Buffalo that have found success elsewhere. I've got the list right here. Jack Eichel, Sam Reinhart, 2 Stanley Cups, Ryan O'Reilly, Stanley Cup and Conn Smythe, Evan Rodriguez Cup, Brandon Montour Cup, Marcus Foligno, ideal third line center, Jake McCabe, perfect number 4, Linus Olmark in net, Dylan Cousins up front. We talked about Peterka. Like, that is a collection of talent that's actually impressive. To have had those guys on your roster in the last 8 years and not have any success, and to watch them find success elsewhere, I'd have to think, to answer your question, if you're one of those players that you're sitting there going, the only place I might be able to do this is if I extricate myself.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what JJ Peterka did.
It's just crazy. Frank Saravalli with us, Frankly Hockey and Victory Plus TV. I want to slide over to Detroit now, Frank. I've known Todd McClellan, as you know, for a long, long time. After their first loss, he kind of called the team out. He did, post game.
Kind of. He straight up put them right on the carpet.
Yeah. And they responded with a couple of wins. And that's, I think that's a different type of coach than obviously what Lindy Ruff is right now. Maybe Lindy would have done that years ago, but I think he's past the point. But just maybe, because we've always put, in the last several years, Frank, I think you'd agree with this, like Detroit's been in that category with Buffalo and maybe Montreal and Ottawa, one of those teams. Who's going to make this jump yet? Finally. Where do you see Detroit after what McClellan did after that game 1 and moving forward here? I know it's early, though.
Yeah, I can't say with any real confidence that they're going to be that team that makes the jump this year, but that was a really positive sign over these last couple games. You got that home and home with Toronto after your coach rips you a new one. 7 turnovers, he said, in the last 10 minutes of a period. 7 odd man rushes. And it's really rare to hear a coach speak that open and honestly and be that critical of his team. Him saying, when all these guys are going to say the right things, when are they going to do the right things? That it's been years that some of them have been in this league and haven't made the impact, haven't cleaned up their game. I think that's a great first step, is to have a solid next couple games. And they really took advantage of a slow Toronto Maple Leaf team. I don't know what is going on with the Leafs, but to hear Craig Berube also kind of hint at William Nylander and his effort, it's an interesting spot. So, look, I don't think Detroit has the goods personnel-wise to get in. I think they're lacking on the back end, and they still haven't improved that. But they're going to be in the mix, or at least they should be if Todd McClellan keeps pushing them.
Also yesterday, Lucas Raymond left in the second period.
Yep.
Nothing. What's going on there?
Nothing yet on him or Brady Tkachuk this morning. I've been following up on that and Jacob Slavin.
That was weird with Tkachuk, right? In that game, just the way his hand, it looked very innocent. Is what I'm trying to say.
No, it didn't. Did you see that cross check from Yossi? Innocent. I wouldn't be a word I would use to describe.
Come on, I'm just busting you. Come on. Yeah. The other one I wanted to mention, as far as injuries go, on injured reserve in Carolina, Peter Kochetkov. What's that do to the goaltending situation there in Carolina?
If it's not one guy, it's the other, right? Yeah. And when you watch, I'm not sure if you caught that goalie interference on Saturday night with Freddie Anderson. Yes. Did you see that one in OT and the goal got called back? That looked to me like a goalie who was bracing for impact, knowing that he's been hurt a ton. So he's ready to be aggressive, and he's also kind of, at least for the moment, the last guy standing. So between Kochetkov and Anderson, the Canes have been willing to go out and try and find guys on waivers to steady things for a bit. But I'm also keeping an eye, as I mentioned, on Jacob Slavin. I don't think he made the trip with Carolina. He also left that game against the Flyers early. He's such a huge part of everything that they do that they're going to have to try and figure out a way through this.
What's your just initial reaction, how the Flyers are coming out of the gates? We hear a lot of yakking about Trevor Zegras out here and his start.
Yeah, that assist last night was a thing of beauty. I think if you're a Flyer fan, you're hoping new place, new surroundings. He talked about some seasonal depression that he had playing in California, if that's possible. He's just an interesting way to sort of frame up his experience there. Maybe waiting for some seasons to turn, and it's instead about 22 degrees every day in SoCal, which doesn't sound so bad to me. But to see him get an opportunity to play center under Rick Tocchet, to me, is one of the biggest things that stands out. He views himself as a center. He thinks he's a center. And if he believes that and is best suited to play there, then it's up to him to show that he needs to remain there. But the fact that Rick Tocchet is giving him the runway to have that agency, I think, is really important. And I think the Flyers to this point have deserved a bit of a better fate than they've gotten. We talked about that goaltender interference. Of course, 50 seconds left in OT. The players are walking off the ice. The coaches are leaving the bench and they have to come back and play. You knew once that happened that Carolina was going to somehow score in those 50 seconds to end it. And that's exactly what happened. But between that bad beat, a really good first game against Florida, 2-1, and then to take care of the defending champs and hand them their first loss of the season, Rick Tocchet gets his first win as Flyers coach. Look, my expectations for the Flyers aren't high, but I think they're a team that is going to work and compete and make life difficult. And they've done that so far. And I'm going to give you a name to keep an eye on, Kevin. Watch Bobby Brink. Bobby Brink. He has been lights out so far. The guy is a water bug out there. He flies.
The truck. Right?
Yeah. It's between him and then Sean Couturier getting going.
Yeah. What's your concern level for your Philadelphia Eagles, Frank, right now?
Well, losing another pass rusher yesterday out of the clear blue sky due to retirement certainly did not have that on my bingo card, and definitely concerned after a humiliating loss to the Giants. It's gut check time. Try and figure out what you are. You're the defending champs, 4-0 start to the season, and last night with a Commanders win could have been tied for first place. And that's a tough spot to be in.
And we never got to talk to you last week when all the Flyers, Phillies, Eagles all lost on the Thursday night. That was tough.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah. Interesting that they're retaining Rob Thompson. I think that's the smart move as manager for the Phillies as well. Proud Canadian.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that team has better. I think baseball is so, you could have a great team and the best team doesn't always win, especially in a short series. So
they missed Wheeler, huh? Right.
Yeah. I mean, you take your ace out of the lineup and, things kind of go cold for you with the bats in a 4-game stretch. That's what's going to happen sometimes. So I think it's one of those sports where I think some NHL teams are actually, taking a somewhat similar approach. I think Carolina has a lot of that feel to them in terms of how they've built their team. Have a really good team for as long as you can, 5-7 years, keep banging your head against the wall. And maybe one year you break through and win. And I think baseball is perhaps the best example of that.
One last one. Sorry, Frank. Just on Saturday night, Oilers, Connor McDavid and Tyler Myers. And Myers did the no with the up and Adams. Got the fine, $2,500. What'd you make of that?
Don't like seeing it. Obviously, there's some history between these two teams, and Tyler Myers and Connor McDavid, interestingly enough, of course, at the forefront of those suspensions last year. I think it's gross, but it also happens from time to time. And knowing Tyler Myers, I don't know how much of that was intentioned.
100%.
You think he's trying to pitchfork him in the jimmies?
Well, with the
is that really what you're saying? Is that
the shaft of a stick?
I think he's trying to battle for position. If I have to watch it again.
That play can happen.
I don't think he's actually looking where he's moving his stick, though. I have to go back and check.
I think that you can do that on many, many, many plays in the NHL in front of the net in the corner. It can happen all the time. It's just regarded as a no, don't do it. So,
yeah, look, I've known Tyler Myers a long time. I don't think it's in his DNA.
Yeah, I don't. He's not a dirty player. I agree. He's not a dirty player, but he did it, and that's the way it is.
Yeah, sometimes our aggression gets the better of us.
Frank, as always, good stuff. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Sounds good. See you, Kevin.
All right, that's Frank Saravalli from Frankly Hockey, Victory Plus TV. You can hear it every day, 12 o'clock Eastern, 10 o'clock our time. Check it out at Victory Plus. Frank, Kate Pedersen go on and shoot the breeze about the NHL and other stuff. That's the headliner of the day, brought to you by Mr. Rooter, the #1 overall pick in your fantasy plumbing pool. That's mrrooter.ca. When we come back, maybe a little chit chat with the Duke of Delburne on a little NFL last night. Again, Duke's up 14-10. It's not peaches and cream around here. Very disappointing last night. Unbelievable. That's coming up right after the break. Kevin Karius Show brought to you by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right? Available now, only at Booster Juice.
You've probably heard the term supply and demand. Something is needed and someone supplies it. We're GS Construction, and we're in the supply and demand business with you. Edmonton and the surrounding area continue to grow. Infrastructure has to be continually replaced and upgraded to keep up with demand. You see it with new buildings and new roads, but what about below ground, where all sorts of pipes bring you water and take wastewater away? That's where we come in. For more on what we do, go to gsconstruction.ca.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money.
Fluent?
Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
It's back! The world's best curlers are returning to this queue for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
At jackpotcity.net, you can do amazing things with just one casino chip. Discover a world of incredible casino games with over 500 high-quality online slot games, including the world-renowned progressive jackpot slot Mega Moolah. Play for free at jackpotcity.net and get treated as a VIP 24/7. So visit jackpotcity.net today on your tablet, laptop, or mobile. Jackpot City, a whole world of casino games. 18 plus. Please play responsibly. This is not a gambling website.
Stories, guests, and insights. This is Sports 1440 and the Kevin Karius Show.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 8:43 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. Taking a little heat from some guys of calling Tyler Myers not a dirty player. Okay, yes, he's been suspended a couple of times. He went 10 years between suspensions. I think people are talking about the cross-check to Evan Bouchard last year. It's fair. You've got to be joking, Rob says. You're so right. Yeah, he's being facetious. When I think of Tyler Myers, though, I don't think of him as a dirty, dirty player. He's had incidents. I'll agree with all of the texters that are coming in right now. Team Dean. Boot never intended to hit Bouchard in the face. Again, he's done. He's crossed the line. There's no denying that. There's no question about that. But when I think of dirty players in the NHL, I just don't think of Tyler Myers as being a dirty player. Dusty says dirty to you is different than dirty to these nerds now. Small cross check in front of the net is dirty to these guys now. Well, that's not what I mean, but okay, the cross check to Bouchard, yeah, that was terrible. It was bad. I don't know. I mean, but again, like over the course of his career, again, I think he went 10 years. Let's see. Yeah. He had a 3-game suspension in 2014. The next one was 11 years later. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see him as a dirty player. Text 833-401-1440. IMAX says he knew exactly where his stick was. Team Dean says if he was honest, he would own up, not lie through his teeth. I don't know. Duke, you saw the infraction. Let's welcome in the Duke of Delburne. Listen, when you're splitting the guy's uprights, and again, this could happen in front of the net, almost every play in front of the net. You could easily decide to put your stick there, and it might not be a lifting hard motion, but it's put there, and what happens is it's an automatic reaction. The guy that's getting his upright split is all of a sudden not as aware of his surrounding as much.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're applying a little pressure, think about all the times in a corner. There's times like where you're engaged. So it just goes without saying that this is like one of those things in hockey that you just don't do because it could be done a lot more. Team Dean says, well, there was no engagement, no puck in the area, and zero reason for it.
Although the reason for it is that you're Tyler Myers, a defenseman defending against the best player in the world, and you will take every single opportunity to get an extra lick on a guy. And I listen, I think I kind of come somewhere in the middle, and it sounds a little wishy-washy, but I think he knew what he was doing.
Sure he did.
Now, do you do that with actual malice or intent to injure or,
I also
knock a guy out of a game or something? No, you're cup checking a guy to say, hey, I'm here. I'm going to be here all night. This is the net front. You're going to pay a price to be in this area.
And there's also, I mean, you look what happened with Connor McDavid getting suspended last year.
Yeah.
With Connor Garland, right? So they're trying to get him off his game as much as possible. That's another example. I was surprised there was no penalty called for sure. Like that, like again, I never saw the second replay where the official's right there.
Yeah.
That wasn't really shown, was it?
No, it wasn't. And I'm with you. I think like that is a penalty. And I guess it's
sure it is.
much like so many things around the ice where it comes to a little stick work and net front and in the corner stuff. Like it's a penalty if you get caught. And it certainly seemed like he got caught. But no penalty called on the plays. So it is what it is. Hey, the Oilers came out on the right side of it. McDavid seemingly no worse for wear. So you skate away, thanking your lucky stars on that front, I guess. But yeah, and there might be some blowback on this. Like that to me, it is a penalty, but at the same time, it's a hockey play.
Well, I think it's more of a penalty than a hockey play. Because,
you think so?
Yeah, I do.
Well, okay, so yeah. Sure, it is a penalty, like so many other things that we also consider hockey plays. But like you said, Kevin, that does happen in different forms and variations a lot throughout the course of a game, a season. Now that one had a little gumption behind it, right? And as a result, 100% should be called a penalty.
So he gets fined. So obviously he did something wrong,
right? Of course, duh, yeah,
$2,500.
Yeah, that'll be a tough one on his pocketbook, I'm sure.
$12.50 per side.
Some of his favorite charities might take a hit this month. I don't think he's going to have to post-date the check.
Text 833-401-1440. Spec just posted a picture of being inside Madison Square Garden. What are we at here? 10:48. morning skate, well, probably about half an hour away or something like that. I'm thinking that if the Rangers aren't on the ice now, they might not even be skating at MSG. Sometimes they skate at their other facility.
Yeah, I'm not. I know they are skating this morning. Obviously, trying to line up a Rangers guest for today's show yesterday afternoon, and I was talking to Peter Baugh, covers the team with the Athletic, and he said, "Yeah, sorry, can't do it. Going to be at the skate." Now, at the time, I was asking for the same time we have Dave Maloney coming up, noon Eastern time. He didn't say if he meant Oilers skate, Rangers skate, whatever. But either way, maybe they are just on the ice at the practice facility.
A lot of text coming in regarding this play, regarding Tyler Myers and Connor McDavid. I knew we were going to talk about it. I didn't think we'd have this much traction on it. Text coming in 833-401-1440. Brian the fan says, watched it on YouTube. Dirty Myers, hockey pros know where the stick is. Extreme danger. No reason other than dirty. Rob says spearing a guy in the junk is not a hockey play. Well, it's technically not a spear. He got a fine for slashing.
Yeah.
Upward slash.
Rare.
They were rare. Dusty Chandler says, how boring are the Canucks and Flames, though? Kind of sucks.
Yeah, imagine how lopsided that game would have been Saturday if Thatcher Demko wasn't on his A game.
Oh, I mean,
like I could say pretty honestly that I thought the Canucks had 3, maybe 4 good shifts in the entire hockey game.
Yeah.
It wasn't close. It was not close.
Neil says there's putting your stick between the legs and there's putting it there and lifting. He definitely lifted, but who can do anything about it? He's huge. Should have been a penalty, yeah. Rob says I would have slashed Demko on the very next play or attempt by him to freeze the puck. Unlike the Calgary, the Canucks have a star player that they can't do without. Message would have been sent. Well, again, there's something that will be said here in the next meeting, I would imagine.
They play a lot more this year.
Well, I mean, here's the other thing. I mean, think about, and this was something we talked about for a long time. The Oilers don't have as much jam as other teams.
Well,
like, think about Alex Regula getting clocked by, he got pounded.
God.
Absolutely pounded by Evander Kane behind the net. And Kane hit him again behind the net earlier, which could have been a penalty.
Yeah, there were a couple instances where and it was when the Oilers' top line was on the ice, and they weren't malicious but like between the cup check and a couple other hits below the goal line, where I was a little surprised that Trent Frederick didn't take a few more liberties.
Yeah.
Because when you look at the way the Oilers roster is currently constructed, I get it. He's being paid to do more than go out there and police the game. But is that not an element of the game that he is supposed to provide to the lineup? Because it's clearly lacking everywhere else.
Well, and again, you're looking at...
Evander Kane did that when he was here.
You're looking at game script too. Nurse went in with Kane right after the hit on Regula. And give him a little bit of a bear hug. But at least, you're there. Nothing happened after the Connor.
No, nothing.
Ring ding. We've got a couple minutes here, Duke. Anything you wanted to mention NFL-wise on the weekend?
I mean, yeah. I thought last night's games were both pretty good. A disappointing result for the the Bills, excuse me. They lose 2 straight, and now blink, and all of a sudden the New England Patriots are first place in the NFC East. We're turning the clock back a little bit. They're playing the Saints, so take it for what it's worth. But Drake May looked really good again.
Can I ask you about the Sunday night game? So the Lions, and again, I take the Lions.
Yeah, I would have taken them too.
Okay. There were no penalties called against the Lions all game.
Chiefs,
pardon me. No penalties called against the Chiefs. Some of the penalties that were not called were crazy.
Pretty egregious.
Some of the penalties that were called against Detroit, you had to think about it as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, first of all, let's go right off the hop. We've got about 2 minutes here. Hopefully we can get it in. The play that started it all was the touchdown to Goff.
Yeah.
And he believes that he's in the right as far as motion goes. He didn't go under center. They believe that the play was called correctly.
executed correctly.
Executed.
The Lions believe that.
The Lions believe that. Now, from what I understand, the play is not reviewable. How could they review the play after?
Well, the flag came in so late. But I don't think it's technically a reviewed play because the flag was thrown on the field, right? And so there's nothing you can do about it.
So I must have missed that flag coming in.
Oh, it came in so late. Like
so, at what point is there someone saying that from upstairs?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. But you can kind of almost. It wasn't. There was a flag like last night. This you talk just on this topic of the officials. Like last night, the Bears had a touchdown to Roma Dunze. Great kind of spinning catch in the end zone. But then it's called back because the left tackle's lined up too far back. And then the rules analyst comes on. He says, yeah, that's a pretty ticky-tacky call.
Yeah.
And you watch how many Chiefs games over the past number of years, and their right tackle lines up so far back every single snap.
Right, because he gets beat all the time.
Because he gets beat all the time. And so it kind of just feeds into the whole Chiefs are winning again because all of a sudden the officials are back on their side. And yeah, the officiating was not great, but I definitely thought the Chiefs outplayed the Lions over the course of that game. It's a real shame that the Goff touchdown was taken off the board because Ben Johnson's in Chicago now, but that's like a offensive coordinator in your bag type play, right? Where you motion your quarterback outside and get him the ball behind a blocker. Well, it's so creative. It was perfectly executed. And just some different interpretation of the alignment rules, I guess.
So when you listen to Jared Goff after the game,
yeah,
I mean, he goes, "Well, we are going to have to do more research on this."
Well, and it's because in the game, you heard the broadcast talking about it, right? About saying like, okay, did the Lions not execute this properly, or did they not understand the motion rules? And the Lions, because he said, you heard Goff say, he's like, we thought we did it properly.
Yeah.
And so, like I said, it's just a discrepancy there about what is a quarterback going under center and what isn't. In order to, because you got to step back apparently before you motion out. If you're the quarterback, To
your point, I want to see exactly when that flag came out.
I'll see if I can find the replay here
because to me
it
didn't make it. It kept going on and on and on before anyone realized that there was something going on. And it even took a while back because the commentators went up to the referee, right? Their in-game referee,
analyst
before. Top of the hour, we got Matt Yo coming up. The Co-op Tour Challenge Grand Slam curling event is underway at the Silent Ice Center at Nisku. Beautiful facility. We had Matt on about 6 weeks earlier to talk about the transformation of the building, but we're going to touch on that again, just to see exactly how things went in the last few days or so to get things ready for a magnificent curling event. Also, Dave Maloney, Connor Halley coming up in the 10 o'clock hour. Before that time now for a Sports 1440 update, brought to you by First Round. And Sunday's got even better at First Round. You can win an NFL helmet or jersey. You can also enjoy the Pro Bowl brunch. It's only at Edmonton's NFL headquarters. First Round, downtown, or right here in the mall that has it all on Bourbon Street. Here is Sam, the record man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Blue Jays taking a 10-3 loss last night in their series with the Mariners, with Polanco, Rodriguez, and Naylor all with home runs in that one. And in the NLCS, the Dodgers hold off the Brewers with a close 2-1 win, with Brian Snell pitching a fantastic 8-inning game. Busy night in the NHL last night as the Senators fall to the Predators 4-1. Jets get the win against the Islanders 5-2. Detroit takes a close game in Toronto 3-2. Blues with a dominant 5-2 win in Vancouver. And the Blackhawks hold off the Mammoth at home 3-2. Monday night doubleheader in the NFL sees the Atlanta Falcons give the Bills their second loss in a 24-14 win, and Chicago takes the win in Washington 25-24 with Jake Moody kicking the game-winning field goal. In case you missed it, the Lions safety Brian Branch has been suspended one game for an altercation in the post-game scuffle with the Chiefs, and the Tennessee Titans have fired their head coach Brian Callahan after starting their season 1-5. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Matt Yo from the Co-op Tour Challenge GSOC to cover this week's games. And And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
This is Sports 1440, a Stingray radio station broadcasting on Treaty 6 territory.
Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen to CKJR wherever you go.
Want some good news? St. Albert Dodge is holding the biggest sale of the year on their in-stock Ram 1500 Sports. Every single one on the lot is discounted by a whopping $14,000. Yeah, 14 grand. And St. Albert Dodge has the best selection in Alberta. Over 90 Ram 1500 Sports to choose from with great packages, including the Night Edition and GT models, all $14,000 off the ticket price. Get down there and see how easy it is to do business at St. Albert Dodge.
Carve out for a cause at the Jason Greger Pizza Pig Out, presented by GS Construction. Thursday, November 6th at the Canadian Ice House, indulge in unlimited pizza from amazing local pizzerias while you help raise some dough for kids' sport. Then vote for your favorite slice to help crown the People's Choice Award winners. Tickets to join Edmonton's biggest and best adult pizza party are just $30. Head to jasongregerpizzapigout.com for more details and to buy tickets.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night, with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
Game day sauce.
Buddy, quit rolling up to the bar and looking like it's grade 9 grad and you're wearing your dad's old work suit. Do yourself a favor and call Game Day Suits.
Game Day Suits is Alberta-based and makes fully customizable, made-to-order suits. Perfect for hockey teams, wedding parties, or even the office crew. Book your free consultation at GameDaySuits.ca.
I'm rocking one right now. I look deadly.
You know they can't see you, right?
Okay, Mr. Announcer, you want to go, tough guy?
Game Day Suits!
Whether you're a craft beer connoisseur or more of a wine aficionado, there's always something new to discover at Sherbrooke Liquor, a unique family-owned independent liquor store. The selection? Incredible. The non-alcohol section is also very impressive. Sherbrooke Liquor, expert, knowledgeable staff with a passion for unique finds. More than just a liquor store, we're a community. Alberta's best, the one and only Sherbrooke Liquor. Wine, spirits, and oodles of beer. Visit SherbrookeLiquor.com.
No fluff, no fillers, just pure entertainment. Sports 1440 brings the heat with bold opinions, big personalities, and Edmonton's fiercest fans. This is your turf. This is Edmonton's sports leader, Sports 1440.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved heavy truck auctions are this Thursday at 9 a.m. with Tridom, tandem, and single axle trucks including tractors, diggers, decks, dumps, plows, vacs, man lifts, pickers, refuse trucks, and more. Info at maauctions.com.
Canada, Crave is now the exclusive streaming home of Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune.
Let me hear you if you want to win.
Two of the most iconic game shows in television history.
You never know what's going to happen around here.
Stream new seasons next day on Crave.
I'm excited already.
Plus, dive into a massive library of classic episodes, which include Canadian legend Alex Trebek.
Answer. Daily Double.
Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Stream now, only on Crave. Subscribe at crave.ca.
Missioner Allen Auctioneering's next 3-day Calgary, Edmonton, Winnipeg public unreserved industrial auctions are this Thursday and Friday at 9 a.m. These major events include multiple lanes selling a large selection of multi-purpose trucks, equipment, and commercial trailers. Info at maauctions.com.
Have your sports curiosity cured with the Kevin Karius Show. This is Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 9:03 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you. The Kevin Karius Show is presented by Sports Select, and it's so easy to play. All you got to do is visit sportselect.com, and you can generate a QR code. You take that, you hand it to any person at the kiosk, at the lotto spot retailer. You're just fine. Step-by-step guidance. Check them out. Sportselect.com, 100% legal. You got to be 18 years plus. Please play responsibly as we welcome back Matt Yove from the Co-op Tour Challenge, the old, what we call the GSOC around here, the Grand Slam of Curling. Right now at the Silent Ice Center. Morning, Matt. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, so what do we got? Draw number 1 is underway for about an hour. Just looking on the website, I see Kim and Laws tied at 3. Who else is playing in this first draw here, Matt?
Yeah, we have Hasselborg from Sweden, Tabat from Japan playing each other, and then Dunstone, who won the earlier Grand Slam a couple weeks ago, versus Kleider from Saskatchewan. And then a couple, one name I can't pronounce.
I was leaving that to you, Matt.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin.
Muscatavis.
And then Retornas from Italy. So they've changed it up a little bit this year, where they have 2 ladies teams and 2 men's teams playing at the same time, rather than just all the ladies draw and then all the men's draw. So it's it looks really good for the rest of the event.
Do you like that, Matt, to have that 2 and 2? I think it's probably better because you get a little bit of both, a little bit of each, the men and the women's for every draw.
Yeah, I love it. I love it seeing both out there, and the men trying to compete with the women and the yelling, and the women yelling at the men, and it creates a pretty good atmosphere out there. So
yeah, you got the tenor, you got this, you got that. You mentioned Joel Retornas. It was a few years ago where he was top dog on the tour. Has he fallen off a little bit, you think, in the last bit? Or what are your thoughts on what Joel Retornas has done here, Matt?
Yeah, I don't know if he's fallen off as much as other teams have just excelled the last couple of years ramping up for the Olympics. But yeah, there was about 2 or 3 years ago, he was winning every Grand Slam and everything out there. And he's just been a little bit off here and there. And they're ramping up this year. They're starting to play pretty well. So this is going to be an interesting team to watch. Man, can they throw it hard? I think one of the guys on his team is 6'6", and when he stretches out, he's almost at the hog line by the time he lets go of the rock anyways, and they can fire it down the sheet. So they'll be really interesting to watch this week for sure.
Yeah, you also mentioned Caitlin Laws on the ice right now. Her rink has kind of undergone a bit of a change this year, Matt.
Yeah, so Caitlin used to play with Jennifer Jones, had a huge amount of success there, and also with John Morris in mixed doubles. And they've went through a little bit of a transformation. Again, a couple of ladies on the teams, building their families out. So they had to take a little bit of leave here the last couple of years. And now they're, firing on all cylinders, trying to get ready for this Olympic year coming up. And I think they're going to be really, really fun to watch as well.
Yeah, I think Selena Nagovin's there, and Jocelyn Peterman's always kind of been hanging with Caitlin, pardon me, and things like that. But Kristen Gordon's at lead, so a little bit of a transformation you mentioned there. Maybe just touch on the rinks that you curling fans have grown accustomed to watching here, Matt, and what we're going to see some of those rinks in action here at the Silent Ice Center.
Yeah, so, we have, Holman lives right here in Beaumont, so she's kind of our hometown now. And again, she won a couple of weeks ago and just looks unstoppable the last couple of years. So she'll be fantastic. Reed Carruthers, a team that's kind of on the cusp. Mike McEwen trying to get going for one more stint at the Olympics. And Nicholas Adine, again, ramping up for the Olympics. And then the biggest name probably out there for our curling fans in Edmonton and area to come down to Silent Ice and watch is Brad Gushu. Yeah. He's announced his retirement this year. So after the Olympics, after this run this year's done, he's announced his retirement. So we won't be seeing him on the pebbled ice anymore. And what an outstanding career, probably arguably the best Canadian curler that's donned the shoes, and it's going to be great to watch him in the Edmonton area here for the last time this year.
Matt Yeo with us from the Co-op Tour Challenge just got underway this morning at the Silent Ice Center. Brad Gushu, do you have him ranked? Is he the number one guy for you all time?
I think so. Like, it's just the way that curling has come along the last 10 years here.
Yeah.
Every team is so good. There's so much training, everything that goes into it. And he's just been at the top of the heap, every year at the Briar Worlds. It's the competition that these guys face now on a, monthly, weekly, yearly basis is just next world. So he's been at the top of the game. I just think he's probably the best one that we've had in quite some time.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Martin's resume speaks for itself. Randy Furby, Dave Nedwin, all these guys, and so many great local curlers too. But I agree with you, Matt, in the sense that, since Brad Gushu came along, and think about how much that Russ Howard had to help him. When Russ came on and helped Brad, 20 some years ago. But the competition level has just increased so much that you see these curlers now that have to take it to a level that's there every week, again, with the Grand Slam of Curling Tour and everything else. That's what makes Brad such a special individual when you're ranking all time. Is that what you would say?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, he was up at the juniors when I did the ice for the Canadian juniors. His daughter was playing up in Fort McMurray, and he was getting ready for the Worlds. And he'd come out and he was throwing on the ice at 5 o'clock in the morning, and he'd let one go, and he goes, "Oh, that's about 6 inches short of the one he just let go," and it would end up 6 inches short. No sweeping, of course, anything. It's amazing how many rocks these guys throw, their touch, their feel, and it's phenomenal.
Matt Yo with us on Sports 1440. When we had you on earlier, Matt, we were talking about how, to get the Silent Ice Center ready for a big curling event like this. Did everything go as planned? Any hitches that you guys had to worry about to get this transformation done?
Yeah, so just to give some information out there for everyone, that we showed up at 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday, and volunteers unloaded all the trucks, and they start making the ice right away as soon as we get on. And the ice goes right on top of the hockey ice. So a lot of people think that the hockey ice comes out, but we actually just put it right on top. And, we start with white paint and get everything nice and white and cover up the hockey lines, and then get out there and seal it up and measure it out, because it's curling sheets are a little bit shorter and a little bit smaller than the hockey sheets. So 150 feet long and 15 feet across. Measure that out, and basically had everything in by Friday night, Saturday morning, and then just flooding. And then the real work begins with carpet and laying out everything for draping and the bars out there and everything else. The volunteers have been just absolutely amazing. Paul Hyde was the president of the club here at Beaumont for about 5 or 6 years. He stepped down this year. He's going to the municipal election for big council here in Beaumont, and he's there for 18 hours a day and still running for council and everything else. And just it's an absolute transformation. That facility is second to none. The staff there is amazing, and everything just went great, and it's good to kick it off here this morning.
How does it work, Matt, when you cover the ice surface that's there, and then obviously the ice temperature is different because you're covering that? Like, do you have to increase the plant, or how does that work?
Yeah, so basically, because of the ice is so much bigger than a curling sheet, there's 4 curling sheets out there. You're kind of using, I'd say, a quarter less than what the hockey sheet is. You just have to monitor. We have a bunch of ice sensors. Mark Sharrock is the head ice maker out there, and he's got a bunch of ice sensors in the ice itself on the curling sheets. So you just have to monitor to make sure it doesn't get too cold too quickly, because the cooling power of these plants are, they're there for the junior games and the big hockey games and stuff like that. And when you cool down the ice too quickly, it actually slows down the rock tremendously. Right. So you just have to kind of monitor that, and with all the sensors, and we have sensors in the plant rooms and everything else. It's kind of a juggling act for the first couple of days. It's nice that we had this event here last year, but it's kind of a juggling act to make sure that you get the best conditions out there for the curlers and not cool it down or warm it up too fast. Yeah.
So, does it change anything that you have to do? I know you said you're talking about the carpet and everything, but Sportsnet's coming in here, for the first draws that they cover nationally on Thursday, I believe. Do you have to have any allotment and changes for them? Actually, they come in right at the beginning of the week and put up all their trusses and cameras and everything.
So that's all put in right on Saturday afternoon. So then they just come in on Thursday morning and they're ready to go. It's actually live stream. So they use the cameras to live stream it right on the Grand Slam website for the beginning of the week. So you can go on the website and watch all the games there on live streaming. But yeah, they just come in on Thursday morning. Everything's set up on the weekend and then they start up.
Hey, remember back in the day, Matt, where, so TSN used to do the weekday games, and then CBC would come in on the weekends, and they'd have like 5 times as many people. And then they also had, remember, they also had that little trolley track for, yeah. How did that work?
Actually, it was kind of neat. When my dad was making ice, the guy that designed that truss system that goes up in the beams in the roof, and basically it's just it comes down on chains and cables, and you can put your cameras up there. They move from sheet to sheet. It's a really unique system. So if you're down there at the rink, take a look up nice and high, and that's how you get the camera angles and the views down on the ice.
Yeah, I was talking about that trolley track, like on the ice, where there'd be a guy pushing it back and forth.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
They have that too, and then they especially have that on the weekends when there isn't a sheet being used. Yeah, they push that down the ice. It's kind of funny with first, if there's a new camera guy that's never been on curling ice, it's a little bit slippery. So if you have different shoes, they sometimes go for a little bit of a spill and whatnot. But the camera angles that they've made up here in the last few years for the for curling has brought the rock kind of right into your house rather than being up top, and it's been tremendous.
Yeah, it sure has. Well, technology, that's everything with every sport. We've got to see so many, with HD and things like that. It's just increased year by year. Matt Yo with us. The Co-op Tour Challenge is underway at the Silent Ice Center in Nisku. Also, though, the juniors, we discussed this, another thing that's been offered as well to coincide with the Grand Slam of curling. Maybe just touch on that's going on in Beaumont there, Matt.
Yeah, this is something that is truly special. It's one of a kind. We have a U25 event, so there's 16 men's and 16 ladies teams for U25, and that's teams from all over the world. Actually, there's Japan, Scotland, U.S., a lot of the top teams in Canada. And then we have a U15 division, which is 8 teams, about 4 local and then 4, one from Scotland, one from the U.S., and a couple other teams from Canada. The unique thing about this event is that some of the curlers that are curling over at the Co-op Grand Slam of curling event, they actually have their nieces and nephews and sons and daughters playing in this event down in Beaumont. So they're going to be good down here watching. I was talking to Ben Hebert, actually. They're not curling in the Co-op one this year, just with their commitments to the Pan-Continental Cup that's the representing Canada. And then he said it's going to be unique where he actually gets to be a rink rat and just hangs around and watches his daughter. His daughter is one of the best U15 players in Alberta. And he said last year he was only able to see 6 games, and he said maybe he'll come out and even help me with the ice and whatnot. And so if you're down here at Beaumont and taking some of the action, make sure you bring something down, and we might have some Olympic gold medalists and stuff like that down here to sign some stuff. But yeah, this event in Beaumont's going to be phenomenal. It starts Thursday morning and runs till Saturday evening. And the finals of this event, so the finals of the U25 and the U15 are actually going to be played at Silent Ice during the finals of the Grand Slam. So it's going to be pretty unique to watch a 14, 13, 15-year-old kid playing the sheet beside their idols, right, in front of 2,000 fans. And curling on TV has exploded in markets like the U.S. and it's always been big in Canada, but over in Europe and in Asia, where they're almost getting million views for the finals for these events. So it's going to be pretty cool for these young kids to be out there and get that experience.
Well, and again, in whatever 4, 5, 6, 7 years, these are the kids and the players that are going to be at the Co-op Tour Challenge.
Yeah, one of the things I was talking to with Mike Libis, who coaches Kevin Cooey's team yesterday, was that some of these teams will actually be out here watching and doing a little bit of recruiting. Watching what's the next gen coming up and who's a good sweeper and who can throw it the hardest and stuff like that, where this is kind of a recruitment tool for these top teams to see what they have out there and the next level, next generation coming up.
Yeah. Well, if Benny Hebert's going to be in Beaumont there, Matt, I think some of our listeners can go down. Make sure you bring some Italian center sandwiches or some halapshi or some pierogies or something, because he's going to wolf those down for sure.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. There's a good mean poutine that they make here at the club, so I'm sure he'll be having a bunch of those as well.
Yeah, he's just got a hearty appetite, a very hearty appetite. Yeah. Give us
fuel the fire.
Yeah, give us just how to get tickets and logistics here, Matt, for the next few days.
Yeah, so tickets for the Grand Slam are actually going really fast. So if you guys are looking to come down to Silent Ice, head to the Grand Slam of Curling website. That's the grandslamofcurling.com. Purchase your tickets before you head down to the rink. There is a ticket booth at the Silent Ice Center, but like I said, they're going really fast. The weekend is pretty much close to being sold out already. Down here at the club, starting on Thursday, it's just a $5 per draw fee right at the door, and then $40 for the weekend to come down and take a look at the U25 and U15s. That's just right at the door here at the Beaumont Curling Club. So make sure you get your tickets to the Grand Slam. Like I said, they're going really fast. It's going to be a great event down there at Silent Ice.
Well, and again, you mentioned it. This is probably, if you're a local curling fan and you want to see Brad Gushue curl, in person, this is as good of an opportunity as you're going to get. Maybe the last time you're going to find a guy or find that opportunity, unless you're going to the Briar or trials or things like that. So if you want to go see Brad Gushue in his final year, this is a perfect opportunity. Hey, Matt, as always, thanks for your time. Good luck with the event, and maybe we'll see you down there.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Kevin, very much. And give me a call if you're coming down.
You betcha. Thanks. That's Matt Yo. Co-op Tour Challenge. It started this morning at 8:00 with the first draw. Just to mention, the draws that go today, tonight, we'll see Gushue in action tonight. Kui's in action as well. Also, the evening draw has Carrie Anerson on the sheet as well. Man, they got some. Nicholas Edin plays McEwen at the 3:00 draw. Epping is in action in 3:00. Man, there's some, like Rachel Holman at 11:30. Again, from Beaumont, husbands with the Camrose Kodiaks coaching. So they've sort of adopted Rachel into their little community. When we come back, we'll get to some of your texts and bring in the Duke of Delburne as well. It's Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
Planning your next event? Let Loca Quality Market cater. From made-to-order meals to gourmet platters to full chef tasting experiences, they make entertaining effortless. Visit loca.ca to start planning today.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand. And go.
Yes.
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think she just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner on pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable by e-transfer. See rules in-app.
Edmonton's home for sports is Sports 1440. After every game this season, tune in to Andrew Walker for the post-game show. Let's talk some hockey. Let's talk about the game on Sports 1440.
Well, looks like those hot sunny days are done. No more birthday suit by the pool for this guy.
Ew.
You're welcome, neighbors. Back to faux fur and flannel because it's fall, and it's also the perfect time to tackle those projects we've all been putting off, starting with the trip to Metal Supermarkets, of course. Metal cut to your precise measurements fast. The local convenience stores for Southside, West End, metalsupermarkets.com.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men in Alberta, and this November we're fighting back. Every dollar raised fuels early detection and life-saving support. Donate today for the men in our province. Visit keepitinalberta.ca to start your fundraiser or donate today.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Portions of this hour brought to you by Sports Select. Playing Sports Select is easy. Visit sportselect.com and generate a QR code, or check their how to play videos for step-by-step guidance. Sportselect.com, 100% legal, must be 18 plus. Please play responsibly.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program, 924 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440. We've got Josh Fenwick and Sam the Record Man in studio as well. Mark Spector down at MSG, Madison Square Gardens, one of the world's most famous buildings, sports buildings. I don't think Oilers fans are going to be totally enthralled with the lines that Spec has just thrown out here. Draisaitl, McDavid, Mangiapane. Well, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Savoy, RNH, and Roslovic. Podkolzin, Frederick, and Kapanen. Howard, Henrique, and Tomashik. That means Noah Philp would be scratched tonight. That'd be a guy who wouldn't be scratching tonight. I don't know. I get the fact where you're looking at Howard still. You want Tomashik still on that number 1 power play because they've created a lot. He hasn't scored yet. Frederick moving off the number 1 line to center the 3rd line, and Henrique centering line 4. Somehow, some way, I think Philp has got to be in there, especially after scoring a goal. I don't know. Maybe it's Howard coming out. That's the guy that's coming out for me. I'm not taking out Frederick yet. They've invested in him. He's in there. Kapanen is not coming out. It's got to be Ike Howard. Skinner looks to be starting in goal. Duke, you had a look at the lines here. Mangiapane on the right wing with Draisaitl and McDavid. He's got 2 goals so far. 2 shot goals. Like, we're not talking garbage.
Scorers goals.
These are shots. And he picked the corner in the first game. Wicked shot. On that goal, he was going off for a change. You could bet anything. He said, Connor's got the puck. I'm going to just maybe circle back. Pick the corner on Dustin Wolf. Second on the Philip Cheadle giveaway that you mentioned. Duke picks the corner short side. No problem with the flip-flop there with Frederick coming out of there. None at all.
I mean, we'll get to it here in the next segment. A little more Trent Frederick, maybe, because I have it as an in or out question. Okay. After the initial reports from Morning Skate that Jack Roslovic was in fact skating in a white jersey, which would indicate him playing in the top 6. Yeah. Now, like I said, we can elaborate on Frederick maybe in his first couple games this season a little more during in or out. But to your point about Philp coming out, I'm with you. I am, and I know there is a little eagerness to see more of Ike Howard, but like based on these first 2 games, and I talked about it on the Saturday Sports Setup for quite a bit. Like, are these minutes going to show us the version of Ike Howard that the fans want to see, or is a good evaluation of him at this point in time? I say nay. If this is how you're going to utilize him in the time being, like, those minutes are better filled by Noah Philp.
Also have to mention, and we said Alec Regula got popped twice, once into the boards. Was looking for a penalty. Probably should have got up quicker instead of looking around. Maybe he was out of it there, but he was out of it when Evander Kane hit him behind the net later in the game. He didn't practice this morning. Maybe he's in some sort of a concussion protocol. Because if he didn't practice, obviously there's something wrong. That means Troy Stetcher comes in. So it'll be Stetcher with Nurse, Kulak, and Emberson. So basically just a flip-flop, Stetcher in, Regula out. Again, Mangiapane playing right wing, Draisaitl and McDavid. Savoy and RNH have been together so far, in the first 2 games. But now Jack Roslovic will be on the right side there. Frederick Podkolzin and Kapanen. So to be honest with you, the Philp, Podkolzin, Kapanen line in 2 games, I think you'd be quite happy with that. But not together tonight. And we had a texter, maybe Philp is ill, something, who knows. But he's not in the rotation. And then Howard, Henrique, and Tomashik.
I'm not huge in this text from Rob about leaving Andrew Mangiapane with RNH. And I've really liked that second line. Through 2 games. So, I mean, I get it. You shuffle it, try and, because, like, yes, Demko played well on Saturday night, but when you get chances, you also got to finish, right? Like, that's premier scoring chances. You need to be in the back of the net more often than not, because today's NHL seeming to be harder and harder to come by with how good the goalies are, how tight the checking can be. So maybe that's the motivation here, is just a little jostle to get a little more finish across the lineup.
Text 833-401-1440. HD says career game for Philp, then he gets scratched. Again, maybe there's something more to this. We'll have to see what Coach Chris Knobloch has to say following the skate, and depending on how quickly those comments get up, we could probably get them on at some point during the show, maybe in the 1040 area, somewhere in there. We'll see. But I think a lot of people would like to know exactly why. Todd the Sign God says, I'd sure love to see Pickard get a longer look in net. I would say that this has been a designed rotation, a designed starting. Okay, so Chris Knobloch said that he was going to be going with Cal Pickard in game number 2, no matter what happened in game number 1. And I really think, again, when you look at how the schedule works out here, don't be surprised if you see Cal Pickard Thursday on Long Island. That's how I could see it being 1-1-1-1 all through this trip. Skinner, Pickard, Skinner in New Jersey, Pickard in Detroit, and Skinner back in Ottawa. See how it goes from there. T-Mac says Howard so far is not even close to being NHL ready. Kid needs to be in the NHL. I don't know, Duke. He'd be the guy that I'm taking out tonight. I don't know where you are.
Yeah, like it's 2 games, but based on 2 games, yes, I absolutely think so. And they signed Roslovic in the middle of that first game. We talked about it, saying I think Philp would be the lineup casualty. The guy scores a goal. I thought that line has been effective in what they're expected to accomplish. And I mean, it's tough, right? After a game like Saturday, where you do all 4 lines essentially control the pace of play for nearly all their minutes, respectively. It's do you need a lineup change after a game like that? Maybe not. But you also, I think, want to get Roslovic in the mix here sooner rather than later.
I always catch flack for a comment like this, about, especially from goaltenders. So the save that Demko made on Leon Draisaitl. So
the backdoor one.
Backdoor glove save.
Yeah.
Now, is that more of a save, or did Leon just shoot it at his glove?
Hey, just pick your poison, because...
Okay, if you're playing goal for the Tropicana Orangemen,
right,
it's a save. But if
I'm the shooter, he's like, I shot it right at him. I'll say this. You have to be in position still. Yeah. You have to be in the spot for them to shoot it at you. But it is definitely a little bit of both. Like, Leon, as an accomplished goal scorer as he is, would definitely like a second crack at that to try and put it in a little bit of a better spot. Like,
Leon would say I shot it right at his
100%. And like, there's so little of the net being taken up that you say, like, how do I shoot it in that 1/3 that he's covering?
He's in tight. I mean, it's
tough to elevate from there, right? So you are right, but I'm the opposite, Kevin. I will almost always give deference to the goaltender and saying that is a good save. Now, hey, you got to finish, right? Like I just said, that the Oilers have struggled with that, particularly at 5-on-5 here in the early going. But still, it's an impressive side-to-side movement. He's in position. He does about everything he can, and yeah, Leon kind of shoots it right at him. So be it.
Yeah, 833-401-1440. Again, in case you missed it, the Oilers lines for tonight in New York against the Rangers. McDavid between Draisaitl and Mangiapane. RNH between Savoy and Roslovic. Frederick centering Podkolzin and Kapanen. Henrique in between Howard and Tomashik. Ekholm and Bouchard. Nurse with Stetcher. Regula not skating today. Kulak and Emerson. Stu Skinner gets the start in goal. Saturday night, I was under the weather. Didn't go to the game, but I enjoyed watching. And I usually make it back home in time for after hours, regardless. Mangiapane was on after hours, along with Stan Bowman. Did you catch any of that?
I caught some of the Mangiapane stuff. I did not watch any of the
Yeah, I mean Bowman was pretty good. They cut him. We got to get going. We got to get the Manji, as Laddie calls him. He was really. They started to talk about Johnny Gaudreau a little bit, and you could see him. He says it still hurts every day, obviously, but the fact that they were so tight and so close. I think they had pictures of the wedding party and things like that. And Mangiapane, I don't know if he was the best man or just a groomsman. I'm not sure on that one, but just the old pictures, and you could just see, that how close they were. And I thought it was a hell of an interview, and I really enjoyed. I like when, and this hasn't happened. It didn't happen before. Scott Oak is now incorporating Louis into the interviewing process a lot more. A couple of years ago, Scott, and he's been a great broadcaster for a long time. Louis was just like an innocent bystander in the three shot, right? And Scott would go on, and I understand sometimes those interviews are hard because it's like a 2-on-1, and you have to have some flow. And Scott is driving the bus, of course. But Louis played the game, and Louis knows. You can tell when the person, whoever it is, that's in between the two of them on after hours, when Louis starts talking, the subject that's being interviewed, whether it be Mangiapane or whoever, turns to Louis, and you can feel and see the connection. And that has to happen. The only way that happens is if the guy that's beside you has been in the battles, in the wars that you've been, as being, a guy like Mangiapane or, whoever it's been. And you can see that, you can feel it. And as I said, so in the last, year and a half, 2 years, Scott Oak has incorporated Louis a lot more. I think that's safe to say it. And it creates for a better program too, as well. When we come back, we're going to go in or out with the Duke of Delburne. Top of the hour, we got Dave Maloney, New York Rangers analyst, now on television after radio. And then the con man coming up at 10:20. It's the Kevin Karius Show with the Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
not going to want to miss this. Right now is your chance to get in on Play Alberta's biggest offer ever. For a limited time only, new players can get up to a $1,000 casino bonus when they sign up. There's never been a better time to join the fun. Visit playalberta.ca today to get started with casino, sports, and lottery all in one app. Must be 18 plus to play. Remember, if you gamble, use your game sense.
Hey there, this is your wake-up call. It's time to change to your winter tires. Unless you want to be sliding and swerving around icy roads like you're some kind of dummy. Head to Big Toy Shop and get it done right for a great price. We won't lie to you, inflate your bill, or waste your time. Time to change your tires. Big Toy Shop, 8315 Argyle Road. 780-298-2797.
This is the Kevin Karius Show on Sports 1440, a proud presentation of Sports Select.
In store or online at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 940 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube and X. Dusty texted in, said the Oilers are tied with Buffalo for the least amount of 5 versus 5 goals, 5v5. And I said, it's 2 games, Dusty, but he comes back and goes, Philp has one of them. He does. I don't know. He's in the lineup for me tonight if he's good. If he's healthy, not sick, if he's good to go, he's in the lineup for me tonight. Time now for Are You In or Out?
Okay, you know what? Moving too fast. Bottom line, are you in or you out? In or out of what? No time for questions, just action. In or out? Well, then I'm out. I'm sorry, Jet. Actually, you're already in.
Are you in or are you out?
On Sports 1440.
I thought you would go, I'm in, Bob. We would have had a really cool moment, but you kind of ruined the whole thing.
All right, Duke. Let her back.
Game day, the Edmonton Oilers in New York from the hallowed halls of Madison Square Garden, taking on the Rangers tonight. First of a 5-game Eastern Coast road trip. From the morning skate, Jack Roslovic skating in top 6 whites, looking like he's going to line up on a second line with Ryan Nugent-Hopkins and Matt Savoy. Andrew Mangiapane getting elevated to the top unit with Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid. It's just 2 games. It is just 2 games, and I fully acknowledge that in saying this, but through those 2 contests, I have not seen enough from Trent Frederick to warrant remaining on the top line, and as of the morning skate, he isn't for tonight's game.
Yeah, I'm going to be in on this one, Duke. Some things puzzle me in sports, and I think we have to exactly look where you say here, it's 2 games. So it is, he could be back there at some point. Probably will. Who knows how long the 2 of them play together, although some rumblings have said that they're played together a lot more this year than people think, which isn't what I thought would happen. But when you get an opportunity, like think about the people out there, like anyone that has the chance to play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and if you don't see, like I just didn't see Frederick going like, I always say, is this your last game of your life? Like, to me, that's how it's got to look for Trent Frederick here. You have a chance to play with these 2 guys for as long as you play well, are noticeable. And he had some opportunities. He had a one-timer really tight in. That was a nice save. But just, you want more. I mean, the opportunity, this is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I'm not saying he's not going to get another one, because I think it's still there's moving parts there when these 2 guys are together. We haven't seen anyone yet really be that guy, have we, with these 2 guys together? You imagine if you have a guy on the right wing there that is contributing at, and everyone's assuming it's going to be Zach Hyman. Like you're talking like a Legion of Doom line. And then some. Frederick had the opportunity. Yes, it's just 2 games, but he didn't make the most of it. So I'm going to be in.
And if we rewind and fully acknowledging that his time with the Oilers last season, the whole 45 seconds of it in the regular season and then the playoffs, he was not at 100%, right? Very far from it, as a matter of fact. But like, if we roll that in and what we saw there with the understanding of the injury and early going here, like I just continue to really struggle to see him as a top 6 forward. I think like a third line player is where this guy fleshes out to be. And that's perfectly fine. You need third liners, but like everything from some of the physical element and maybe standing up for his high-end talent line mates when stuff gets a little rough for a cup check on Connor McDavid. Like I've been let down or disappointed, maybe the better way, like based on expectations, what we've been told and been led to believe. Like I've yet to see it.
And again, like the opportunities there. And I get you, Duke, when you talk about top 6, but if he can go up there and contribute, well, now that gives you more balance everywhere else.
And that's the idea of putting him there. But like when you sign him to a contract of the term he did, and yes, the money isn't crazy. Like if him playing at that money on the third line is very par for the course. But all of a sudden, if he can be a top 6 player, then you're getting great value out of that deal. And I'm just not sure we're going to see that.
When you talked about the cup check, I had a texter earlier and I forgot to mention it. I thought it was brilliant. Called it the McNuggets. You got him in the McNuggets.
Got him right in the McNuggets.
Tyler Myers.
Wasn't that on in Longest Yard, the Adam Sandler thing, because Cheeseburger Eddie, right? Terry Crews character. And I think when they hit the ref, when Adam Sandler drills the ref, he's like, oh, got him right in the McNuggets. Over the weekend, rewinding all the way to Saturday night or Saturday afternoon, seems like a lifetime ago already. But the Elks did win over the Bombers 25-20, keep their very slim playoff hopes alive. That catch by Ontario Wilson, that one-handed interception in the end zone going back to the middle of the campaign, like this catch by Wilson, it was a play of the year in the CFL for me.
Oh,
and I think it might be the play of the decade. And maybe going back to the start of the century.
Milt Stiegel?
It's a great catch.
Time of the game with Milt, score. This is unbelievable. The call, the Chris Cuthbert call. Can't get better than that. One question. It was Jackson that grabbed the ball after and then went to where Wilson and someone else was kind of saying, like, it was like, here's the ball. Like,
yeah.
I got the, like, that shouldn't have been, I don't know what that was all about, but it looked magical. Like, it looked like a magic trick. On the first, like, once we saw the replay, then it was different, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, and you see it in real time, and you kind of think, like, there's no way that was a catch, right? Like, that must have hit the turf.
That was Tyrell Ford right down with him.
Jackson and Ford, were the 2 guys there. And then even a third Elk came in Jackson's the one that came in. And like you said, took the ball away. He was the third guy there. But yeah, it was Ford in on the coverage. Like, I'm watching it again right now in front of me, and I can't believe it.
I'm going to go in on it. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else that we've seen this year.
And because Ford's the one that bats it back up in the air initially.
And then it looks like, I don't have it up in front of me, but I saw it about 20 times, obviously. And Ford looks like he's almost able to reach it, to tip it again, like once it's coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, man. That would be a great interview with Ford and even Jackson to talk about that.
It's like, what did you see? Yeah. Like, what were you guys seeing there?
And even at the end, like, I mean, to be honest with you, I don't think Jackson thought it was a touchdown.
Well, he must have. Otherwise, why would he take it out of his hands?
Well, maybe he thought he had possession. I don't know.
Snatch it.
And then he goes up to him after.
Yeah. No, it was an incredible catch. Huge win for the Elks. Like, it's kind of crazy that ends up being the storyline coming out of it in a loss for Winnipeg, as their season gets a little more dicey now as long as the Elks keep winning. But big credit to the team. We talked about it off the top, right? Like the performance by Justin Rankin. Defense wasn't spectacular, but made some stops when they needed to. I mean, Olivier still had 100 yards on the ground, but kept him out of the end zone.
Yep.
So it was a pretty gutsy performance yet again by the green and gold.
Sure.
Over to baseball. Jays down 2-0 in the American League Championship Series after 2 straight losses to the Mariners. Tomorrow in Seattle, Shane Bieber going to take the hill for the first of what is hopefully 3 consecutive games on the West Coast. This is a guy that you went out and got at the deadline for a reason. Didn't fare very well in his divisional league series start. I think you need this guy to get through at least 6 innings of work tomorrow for the Jays to have a chance to get back in this series.
Well,
I just think the bullpen, like, it's showing that they can't quite handle the Seattle attack in like over and over and over again.
Well, depending on how I read the question, first of all, we had this similar thing in the DS, and you said we talked about 5 innings. I said he's not going to get through 5.
Yeah, and you were correct.
He was pulled after 2 and some. I just don't think he gets close to that again.
You don't think so?
I just don't think he's got the stuff anymore, unfortunately. I'm not saying they can't win the game.
But you don't think it will be because of the starting pitcher?
I don't think it will because of Bieber. I mean, they gotta figure out a way to get 4 or 5 runs in the first 5 or 6 innings.
Yeah.
And then take it from there. If Bieber can hang on through 4 and 5, then they got a chance. But they got to get. I think the bigger story here is their bats, right? They got to get the bats.
They absolutely have to get the offense going. But like I just think, like, if you profile out the rest of the series, so let's just say Bieber has another poor start and only gets through, call it 3, and you need to use that many more arms. No, but like, you're playing 3 days straight.
I get it too. Yeah. Scherzer's in the mix here, right? For 4. Like Bieber, that first start, everyone's like, wow.
Yeah.
It was the Marlins. It was the Marlins.
Yeah.
Okay. Since then, he's had glimpses, but he hasn't been the Bieber of old. And that is expected. I mean, the guy hasn't chucked for a long, long time. I sure hope that he throws well. I really do. If he can go 5, Duke, I hope I eat my words. I don't see him getting 6 at all.
Yeah. And this text that came in here from who just said it? Oh, Corey. They need Vlad and Barger to get going. Yeah, 0 for 9. Well, I mean, and it's funny because you look at how well Guerrero played in the divisional series against the Yankees. He's on record. He loves playing against them, loves playing at Yankee Stadium. But the rest of his playoff resume, and now including these 2 games in this championship series, is not good.
The other thing, too, is that this is a pitcher's ballpark. Seattle's a pitcher's ballpark. I would maybe move Barger down and move Kirk up after Vladdy.
I don't disagree because, like, you're not necessarily going to get the power the power out of Kirk that the power potential Barger possesses, but he's just so good at managing a count, laying the ball, bat on ball, putting it in play, which we talked about it off the top of the show. That is who the Blue Jays are. That's how they more often than not win games, is manufacturing runs. Number 4, week 6 in the NFL in the books, and we have our first head coach firing of the season. Maybe a little surprising after the start the Dolphins had, the way the Jets are going, even though Aaron Glenn's in his first year, but it is Brian Callahan, former OC of the Bengals, and just in his second season, 6 games into the new, they hope, is franchise quarterback with Cam Ward. He has let go, understandably so, given his resume to date. But when the Titans, like, they've named an interim head coach, moving forward, I think this is a team that in the spiral they've been in since firing Vrabel, they need a veteran head coach rather than tabbing some up-and-coming play caller. That seems to be the more common trend.
I'm probably going to go in here. I'm not disagreeing with this at all. I don't even know if it would help. I think you know what? They just need that. They have no consistency within the organization with anything.
No.
Whether it be player personnel, coach, anything. And it's almost like you get in there and you go, all right, what's my timeline here? What's my shelf life here? And that goes with everyone in the organization, it seems. Like, what do you have to look forward to? Like, they're the Buffalo Bills almost. Sorry, the Buffalo Sabres of what the NFL is right now. You don't even know what you have in the organization. I don't know. I'll go in just because maybe that would calm the waters like a Vrabel. I don't know.
Like, this is from USA Today, an article that I just pulled up. It's the first one I clicked. 10 candidates. Bills OC Joe Brady. I don't like it. Cliff Kingsbury. Been a head coach before. Didn't have a ton of success outside of maybe that first season in Arizona. He's currently OC for the Commanders. This is a name that I'm actually circling on. Mike McCarthy. Currently unemployed. Won a Super Bowl with Green Bay. That's a lifetime ago now. Was with the Cowboys. Say what you want about him. He's steady. He's reliable. Might spit on himself sometimes in the wind and the cold, but like that's a name that jumps out to me. Arthur Smith, Brian Flores, Jesse Minter, some more.
Rex Ryan.
I don't think you can go with a defensive guy. Like you need to nurture Cam Ward and try and help him along here.
I don't even know what'll help them.
I'm kind of with you there, but how about this one? Bill Belichick. Get him out of UNC. Things are terrible for the Tar Heels. He'll give his $1 million buyout, excuse himself from the job, come in. Him and Vrabel just switch places. Belichick fixes the Titans. Vrabel has fixed the Patriots through 6 weeks. We'll see. Lastly, this date, 1926. Kevin's second
100 years.
Kevin's second grade 6 year. Winnie the Pooh, the original book released on this date. Simple one, best character. And you can, I don't know if you ever read the books or if you just simply watch the animated TV, movies, etc. Take your pick. I think the best character is the titular character. It's Winnie himself.
As soon as you say that, I always think of the Seinfeld. Hey, I need a 4-letter word. Winnie the Pooh. Yeah. Ooh. Well, just because for Laura, I have to say Piglet.
Yeah.
I would, Eeyore is one of the favorites for me too, the old donkey. True story, Duke. When I was in grade 1 or 2 or 3, maybe, we did ice sculptures of the whole cast. And
really?
The front of the school, Davison and Melville. And we did all of the characters and put them all out there. And Piglet, obviously was the pink and Eeyore was gray and Winnie was gold. And I don't really remember, Christopher Robin, I guess. I don't know if we did him, but I'll go Piglet in honor of Laura Baker.
I think Winnie's just so funny. The honey, oh bother, all that stuff, and I mean, I love Winnie the Pooh. I think all the characters are great. But
have you seen that Canadian vignette? It's about it's a
is this one of those?
It's a true story about the guy that wrote it.
Yeah, what's his name? AA something. I had it here because it was in the thing. But anyway, AA Milne.
AA Milne. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know if he was the guy that wrote the concept, the creator, totally, because there was if this A.A. Milne was a war guy. I think it had something to do with in Winnipeg, Duke.
Well, that's what because the bear, he wrote it
in the zoo
based on seeing the bear in the zoo, and the bear was named for Winnipeg. Yeah.
Winnie.
Yeah, but it was in the London Zoo.
London.
Oh. Yeah.
It wasn't the Winnipeg Zoo. Can you imagine?
I mean, Edmonton has a zoo, so who are we to talk? But yeah. And then this is just, I have never seen this movie. It was a live action one called Christopher Robin in 2018. I'm trying to see I don't even know who played the guy, but anyway, it's a CGI bear and all the characters. I just see clips of it on my Instagram all the time, and they look so funny. It's just the lines that Winnie the Pooh drops, they make you smile and laugh. It's great. So I might have to watch this. I don't know where I can find it, but I might seek it out.
Good stuff.
Maybe Josh has seen it as a cinephile.
Well, sure, he
recommend it.
You've seen them all. Great stuff on In or Out, Duke. Top of the hour, we got Dave Maloney, Rangers analyst. Before that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by AWS Welding Supplies in Nisku. Product sales, servicing, calibrating, and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. Your one-stop shop for all things welding. AWSwelding.ca. Here is Sam, the record man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers looking to take another win tonight as they head to Madison Square Garden to take on the Rangers with puck drop at 5 p.m. Some more action around the NHL tonight sees Toronto hosting Nashville. The Kraken head to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. Flames and Golden Knights facing off in Calgary. Tampa Bay looks to get a win against the Capitals in Washington. And the Wild look to give the Stars their first loss in Dallas. National League Championship Series continuing tonight as the Dodgers look to take a 2-0 lead over the Brewers with Freddie Peralta taking the mound for the Brewers. First pitch at 6. Lots of NBA preseason games tonight as the Thunder take on the Bucks in Milwaukee. The Pelicans hosting the Rockets. Bulls and take the court against the Nuggets. The Lakers and Suns go head-to-head. And wrapping things up, the Warriors taking on the Trail Blazers. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by New York Rangers analyst Dave Maloney. And this has been your Sports 1414 update with Sam Wilness here on Sports 1440.
Sports 1440, Stingray radio station. CKJR broadcasts from West Edmonton Mall and Wetaskiwin.
Download the free Stingray music app and listen wherever you go.
Whoa, who turned off all the lights?
Experience the new charcoal menu at Booster Juice.
Charcoal menu?
Introducing the Eclipse Smoothie, Blackout Booster Mixer, and Midnight Booster Ball.
Where's that voice coming from?
Dark and delicious, made with activated charcoal.
Can we please turn the lights back on?
Sorry, I'm just excited about the new charcoal menu.
Wow, that is good.
Right? Available now, only at Booster Juice.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand. And go.
Yes!
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about! Yeah!
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think she just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner. On pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable while you transfer. See rules in-app.
It's back. The world's best curlers are returning to this queue for the Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge. Join us October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center as top teams from around the globe battle it out for glory on the pebbled ice. Enjoy world-class curling and an unforgettable fan experience, all right here in our community. The Grand Slam of Curling Go Up Tour Challenge, October 14th to 19th at the Silent Ice Center. Don't miss it.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
Wing Wednesday at First Round. Whether you're coming for the first round, the last round, or a few rounds in between, they've got you covered. With half-price wings every Wednesday night. Half-price wings. Over 35 delicious flavors like Cajun salt and pepper, maple bacon, and Inferno wings. Now half price every Wednesday night. Wash them down with a cold pint of Canadian or Coors Light for only $5.75. Half price Wing Wednesdays at First Round in West Ed and now downtown. First Round, burgers, beer, sports.
Groceries, mortgage payments, family holidays, a new car. That's what profit shares look like for Vision Credit Union members. Each year, we return about 75% of our profits, $35 million last year, to the people who bank with us. Because at Vision Credit Union, when you're an owner, you get your share. Why not get yours? Learn how at whatsyourshare.ca. That's whatsyourshare.ca.
As members of the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops, Alberta's rural natural gas utilities are here to fuel your life affordably, reliably, and safely. Across the province, natural gas keeps Albertans warm and connected every day. It's local, dependable, and it's ours. For more information on the Federation of Alberta Gas Co-ops and its members, or to learn more about how natural gas fuels your community, please visit us at fedgas.com. That's fedgas.com.
The Kevin Karius Show, breaking down Edmonton's favorite teams, even though his favorite Junior A hockey team is the Yorkton Terriers. Thanks for checking in with Sports 1440.
All right, welcome back to the big program. 10:03 in Edmonton. Time now for the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. The biggest sale of the year is on right now. The 2025 Jeep Compass, well, it's a steal, starting at $34,900. They have the 8.4-inch touchscreen, the keyless entry. It's only at stalbertdodge.com. As we welcome back Dave Maloney to the show, Rangers analyst. Good morning, Dave. You're with Kevin Karius. Thanks for jumping on Sports 1440 once again. Really appreciate it.
It's my pleasure, Kevin. I hope things are well with you and all the people who are Oilers fans and stuff. It'd be fun to see McDavid and Draisaitl tonight here at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, looking forward to it, Dave. First, hey, how was the summer for you before we get to the new gig and everything? Did you make it back to Ontario at all?
Actually, did I make it back to Ontario this summer? No, I didn't, actually. I had knee replacement, so that laid me up for a little bit. And we went, no, I did make it. Yes, I did make it back. You know, you got to stay with us old guys. Sometimes memory takes a little while to kick in. But no, I often, when I'm asked whether I had a good summer or not, I always respond that I really like my winters, and I have good winters doing what I'm doing. So how bad can my summers be? So I have a pretty good deal year round, Kevin.
How's the old leg bender doing?
Good. Yeah, it's at this stage I had some elbow surgery a week ago, and it's the first surgery I've had recently where they haven't added a part. They took a little thing out. So it's all part and parcel of the aging process.
Wow. I mean, 600-700 NHL games don't help either, Dave.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That was a good run. So it's been, like I said, I've had a good run all the way along, and you know, I have a new look at the game from the television booth. That's been great. So I really have zero complaints about where I am in my life. It's all good.
Yeah. So how's this transition been so far? It's just early to go in to television from a long time being in radio, like a couple of decades with the Rangers. How have you found television so far, Dave?
It's good. I mean, obviously, it's a different medium. I always felt that I was addressing basically that person who was in the car listening to the hockey game on the radio, and you know, you kind of paint the picture with your eyes for who's ever listening, and a lot of that is simply reminding, amongst other things, the time of the clock and which way a team is trying to paint that picture. And you know, television, it's like the old Rod Stewart song, every picture tells a story, and you're more supplement the picture. And I think those of us who have had the opportunity to play the game, maybe see a thing, one or two things that perhaps other people don't see. And I think it's our job maybe to kind of point that out. So it is different, but it's equally exciting to be part of it. And I have a couple of great partners here to work with in New York, and a couple of big shoes to fill, and John Davidson and Joe Micheletti. So it's all been great so far.
Yeah, no kidding. Dave Maloney with us on Sports 1440. I mean, Sam Rosen, John Micheletti were, you know, just a staple for Ranger listeners and viewers for such a long time. But what's it been like with Kenny Albert? You had such a long relationship and have had such a long relationship. What's it been like to deal with that now just in TV and have that comfortability?
Well, there's no question that the relationship that Kenny and I have had professionally, I've known Kenny since he was 10 years old. So I've known him personally. We've had a tremendous relationship on and off the ice, and often observe he does an awful lot of things. He does hockey, basketball, baseball, football, and a lot of his analysts really sound pretty good, and I think that's a credit to him.
Yeah, and I was always told this, Dave, like in radio, the play-by-play guy has to be the star because he's got to, as you say, paint the picture. He's got to do more explaining. But in television, it's the analyst who has to be the star because he's the one that is breaking things down. Are you finding that a little different for you?
Yeah, no, I often, I watch a lot of the games. I try and watch, I watched Edmonton's first two games. I'll rewatch our game. So I'm constantly watching, and I watch after the fact where I can see something or miss something. You can rewind it or fast forward it. So Yes, I don't find that any different. My preparation really is not any different than it ever was on radio. It's just, again, the medium requires a different look. I think some of us can get guilty of way over talking.
Yeah.
And the thing is, particularly with television, the picture's there. And I feel to compliment Kenny and to complement the picture, supplement the pictures, the way I look at it. And so it's fine. It's been great.
Mm-hmm.
And to have to be able to work again with Kenny is, I cannot say enough about him. He's about as good as anyone at his job. And those of us that work with him benefit from that.
So cool. Dave Maloney with us on Sports 1440. As for tonight, you mentioned it's great when Ranger fans can see Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl in person. Who do you think gets matched up by Coach Mike Sullivan as far as maybe offensively and the defense pairing that we're going to see out against Connor and Leon the most tonight, you think, Dave?
Well, I think tonight, not so much, unlike a lot of teams now, they have depth of coverage. A lot of, I think you probably see JT Miller if given the choice. JT has been tremendous. He's setting the table for a Ranger franchise to compete, and he has seen Connor and Leon over the course of his time with Vancouver. Gavrikov and Fox will be on the ice. Schneider. I just think it's a collective effort, and I think the Rangers are building a system and a style now that drags everyone into the battle. And there was no better example of that than the other night when they played Washington. And I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see Carrick, Rempe, and Edstrom matched up. They are big bodies. They have the two wingers. I'm telling you, folks, Matt Rempe and Adam Edstrom are going to be two players you're going to pay attention to. And Rempe's, he created the bit of the reputation by coming in the way. But he has worked unbelievably hard to become an NHL player. And the other night against Washington, that line had Edstrom at 12 minutes, Carrick at 14, and Rempe at 13. So this is a Ranger team that's taking on an identity. It's certainly not a finished product yet, but this is not the recent Ranger team.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Sullivan has commanded commanded to do the things that you'd rather not do to win. And it's been fun after 4 games to see the simple steps that have been taken already.
What are we looking at between Rempe and Edstrom here, Dave? Like 14 feet, 500 pounds?
Yeah, basically. But they can both skate.
Yeah.
There are a lot of big men now that get around. And the thing that impresses me about Rempe is the length of shift. He can go. A lot of the big guys seem to, tire easily.
Mm-hmm.
Not Rempe or Edstrom. They can play. The longer they play, they don't gas early. So when they play a type of style, if they can get in on an opponent, they're hard. It's hard to play against. And to me, the guy who saw some time in Edmonton that really is the glue is Carrick. And I thought Carrick a year ago from Rangers on a dollar-to-dollar basis, he was the best Ranger over the course of 82 games. So you're getting big men who could move. The Rangers have made a concerted effort to get bigger and to get mobile. And listen, we're 4 games into the season. There's no question that this is a work. But there's a work in progress that's been sent the message, and it seems to be glomming on. And here's the hoping from our perspective that it continues longer than not.
Mm-hmm. Dave Maloney, New York Rangers television analyst, with us on the Kevin Carey Show on Sports 1440. Matthew Robertson, a local product from here, Dave, as you know, got into 1 game so far. How has he? I mean, this is a guy that's played 3 years in Hartford. Is he ready to take this next step and be a consistent guy that's in the lineup night in, night out, Dave?
You know what, Kevin? It's funny you should ask about him. I had a chat with him this morning. Didn't really. He was up for 2 games last year. I was totally impressed
Mm-hmm.
about. And you go like, where has Matthew Robertson been?
Yeah.
He's a big guy. He's mobile. And I asked him how hard it was to hang in. And he said, listen, it's hard. It's a job. Whenever we get a chance, I'm going to try and prove that I belong. I thought throwing into the fire against the Washington team that comes hard. Washington is as close to Florida as there is, I think, in the Eastern Conference. So they're going to come at you. They're going to come after you in a straight line. They're going to come after you angry. And I thought he was good. And I said, I just wished him the best moving forward, because I think his game, he's mobile, he's big, and it's a safer game, right? When you get into that third rotation on the blue line, you need guys that understand, listen, all you have to do is move the puck. Don't try and reinvent the wheel. And to me, he has the size and skill level to do at least that. And I've been impressed. I have been impressed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was even more impressed speaking with him this morning.
Well, I watched him here, Dave, for many years with the Oil Kings. And the one thing you're going to notice, the one thing you're going to say, yeah, he all those things that he has for qualities, you just said them all. I just wish that he had a shorter fuse. And you're going to see that as we move forward. I just wish he had a bit of a shorter fuse.
Yeah, isn't that something? Like, we all look at the big guys, right?
Yeah.
The big guys that can mobile and yes, we all wish they were Tom Wilson, actually. But he'll. But no, I do. I do think he's an NHLer. He was a second-round pick, and for a lot of reasons. A lot of times the defenseman here got slotted behind in the generation of McDonough, Stahl, Strawman, Girardi. It was hard to crack the lineup as a defenseman. It really was. And and then they spend money on Trouba and Fox, and it's hard. But this kid has hung in there, and I'm hoping that he gets a real crack.
What's it been like with Mike Sullivan coming over as head coach now after so many years in Pittsburgh to take over, a very prestigious job, Dave, in New York? What's that transition been like, I guess, for Sullivan coming in?
It's been great. It's been great. He has taken command, and he has, right from the get-go, in some off-season, he met with every player, and as we find out, really laid out the expectations. And it was not going to be easy. It was a hard camp. He grew up under the guy, under the arm of John Tortorella. So there's a certain expectation for coming to work, and that's been established since day one. And you know what? Now we've seen his team play for 4 games. The opening night was a bit of an anomaly because the last 3 have been, from a compete level, have been much better. But I couldn't help but think his teams that didn't make the playoffs in the last 3 years, you were guaranteed that they were going to compete. And of course, you have Sidney Crosby, setting the table in Pittsburgh, and Malkin and Letang. But I want to tell you, after 4 games, you can see the impact of Mike Sullivan on the group, as it was with a team that was not playoff bound last year down the stretch and competed. They forced you to compete. And those are the things that I really like that I'm hearing. He's forcing players to do the things that don't come easy, doing the things that you'd rather not. We'd all love to play in the beer league, right? Where you're the best player and you can hold on to the puck and you can do that. But winners compete. And if Florida's the template, a little bit about Edmonton being as good as they've been, but guys compete. So I've been totally impressed with Mike Sullivan, and he was good when he was here as an assistant coach, and you can see that he's been around guys like Crosby, and he can tell that he knows what it takes to win. And the Rangers are going to be beneficiaries of that.
Hey, Dave, as always, thanks so much for spending some time with us this morning. Enjoy the game tonight. It's always great when you can see Connor and Leon up close, and have a great call with Kenny on TV. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thank you, Kevin. It's always a pleasure to talk hockey.
You betcha. That's Dave Maloney, New York Rangers analyst, with Kenny Albert now on television after radio a couple of decades. It's way different. Dave will tell you that. Sometimes you got a producer in your ear going, we got this coming up. We got this highlight. And sometimes as a analyst, when you're up top, you also want to talk to your producer. So you'll do the back mic check and go and not mic check, but back mic and go, I need to see this. I just saw this, find this play, whatever. It's different. And it's, you got more on your team. And when you're doing radio, it's you and the play-by-play guy and you have your producer up there, but it's way different in TV because there's so many other elements that come into play. That was the game of the day, brought to you by St. Albert Dodge. Biggest sale of the year is on right now, the 2025 Jeep Compass. The 4x4 includes that 8.4-inch touch screen and the keyless entry. It's starting at $34,900 only at stalbertdodge.com. When we come back, the con man, Connor Halley, will talk about where fantasy was this weekend in football, the NFL, maybe a little NHL too. That's all coming up. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're streaming on YouTube and X.
Monopoly Double Play is back at McDonald's. So let's practice winning. You just won 25 grand and go.
Yes!
I said 25 grand.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah!
Much better. Okay, now you just won a brand new Chevrolet Corvette. I think you just fainted. Impressive. Feel like a winner on pack and in-app. Monopoly Double Play is back. While supplies last, 1 in 5 chances to win game piece prizes at outset. Chances to win draw prizes depend on number of entries in each draw. Cash prizes payable by e-transfer. See rules in-app.
Fall in the savings at Wolf GMC Buick. For a very limited time, get 0% on every 2025 Buick and GMC, including the all-new Buick Envista, the Encore, Envision, and Enclave. For the GMCs, 0% on 2025s like the Sierra Half-Ton, Sierra HD, even the Yukons. Get 0% on all 2025s. Plus, get up to 84 months on the GMC Sierra Half-Ton Crew Cab. But like the leaves, these deals won't last long. Get into Wolf GMC Buick now. Wolf GMC Buick. We're making it easy.
At Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
When it comes to choosing a hair clinic, the difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott. Transforming how you feel about yourself is a very personal experience, and I'll work directly with you every step of the way.
Physicians come from all over the world to learn from Dr. Elliott.
When your personal goal is to help other people achieve theirs, you must deeply understand the latest treatments.
Want to feel confident and comfortable? The difference is in the doctor.
I'm Dr. Vance Elliott at drvanceelliott.com.
This hockey season, before every game, check out the pregame show with Andrew Walker on Sports 1440. It's brought to you by Titan Supply, your only source for rigging, lifting, and hauling products. Visit titansupply.ca.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today. 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
Fountain Tire, get up to 25% off select tires, up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires, and $50 off $150 service until October 18th. Restrictions apply. Book today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Top quality flooring, locally owned, and Canadian products from Beaulieu. Yeah, that's CFI.
CFI what?
No, CFI, Custom Floors Inc.
From free estimate to professional installation, contact Custom Floors Inc. at customfloorsinc.ca.
Prostate cancer affects 1 in 6 men in Alberta, and this November we're fighting back. Every dollar raised fuels early detection and life-saving support. Donate today for the men in our province. Visit keepitinalberta.ca to start your fundraiser or donate today.
3 locations, endless sports action. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge. Sully's is the place to catch every game this fall. With tons of TVs, there's never a bad seat in the house. Check out the game night food and drink features and bring your friends for all the fun with Oilers watch parties all season long. Sully's Sports Bar and Lounge at all 3 Century Casino locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile.
With over 30 years of sports experience, this is the Kevin Karius Show, brought to you by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right. Welcome back to the big program, 1024 in Edmonton. Kevin Karius Show is presented by our title sponsor, Sports Select. If you like those paper selection slips, we got you covered as well. No problem. You just make your picks using that. You know, it's the old school, the paper selection slip. You give it to your attendee at the local lotto spot retailer. They just put it in, ticket gets spit out. It's got to be 100% legal. It is. It's got to be 18 plus. You are. Please play responsibly as we welcome in the con man, Connor Halley.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, con man. I had a ticket, 3 ties last night, but I needed Buffalo and Atlanta for a tie, or else I would have won the big cash.
Ooh.
I had 3, and they were the 4th one.
Yeah.
So
that's gutsy. I hate going
I had
ties.
Dallas as a tie, and I had what was the other? There was a later field goal. Can't remember now.
Like, it happens quite often, but I'm just too. I'm like, no, money line.
I just throw $20 down.
Yeah.
And I said 3 out of 4. I should say I got 2 out of 4.
Okay.
I needed the third one for 3 out of 4.
Still pretty good.
Would have been a couple $100 bone. If you get 4 out of 4, we're looking at, I think, $1,200 to $1,500.
That'd be all right.
On a 20. And it's a throwaway.
It's
bet.
fun.
Yeah.
Do you get up early and do your research or anything like
No,
that?
I look at, here's how I usually do it. If a road team is favored by, say, 3.5, I'll usually take that as a tie.
Yeah.
And just
they
go.
usually give the
Just
home
kind
team 3 points.
why
right?
not?
So,
I don't know. So what caught your eye NFL wise this weekend?
Well, we did go. I went 3-0 in fantasy football this week, and the Chargers won.
Good
If
for
it
you,
wasn't
buddy.
for me picking the Eagles to beat the Giants, it would have been a perfect weekend football wise.
Chargers was the other one. Sorry.
Charger. Oh, okay,
Because that was
yeah,
the late field.
that was a close one. So
Yeah.
that's the one you got. Yeah, that was a fun game. The Chargers I thought they would lose that game. You know, the offensive line, they were starting a tackle who hadn't started since 2022 and wasn't particularly great. And the injuries throughout the field, the hot weather, the Dolphins with that home field advantage. Like, okay, yeah, you guys get the hot sideline. You wear the dark uniform.
Yeah.
I think they were drained after that loss. They did show the post-game speech, and Chargers fans are panicking, like, oh, they don't look like they're into it. No, I think they were just drained. Like, I think it was just they've traveled more than any other team will this season. It's crazy.
Brazil, right?
Brazil. Then they've done the trip to New York already, and they did the Vegas one, which is quick. But I think after 2 or 3 weeks, they had more distance travel than the Bengals will do all season. So, like, I think they're just worn down trying to get to the bye week and get healthy. But no, it was a fun weekend in the NFL last night. Like, good on the Atlanta Falcons for offensively getting out to the good start. But then when the game was on the line, the defense stepped up, because in the back of my mind, I just kept thinking, well, Josh Allen, if it's 7 points, he's going to get down there and he's going to march down the field when it matters. And they had got it to 10 points. And then, the interception at the end to not even make it close. Like, they did a really good job. And I think it's Jeff Albrecht, the defensive coordinator there, I think deserves a lot of credit for slowing down that attack from the Bills. And now 2 straight losses, all of a sudden, you look at the division leaders, there's a battle. The Patriots coming on strong. And I mean, granted, they beat the Saints, but yeah,
that was close too.
Yeah, that's kind of the thing. Did you see the offensive pass interference calls?
I think
that kind of benefited the Saints a little bit.
Yeah.
Some questionable calls. So, but yeah, it was a fun weekend overall in the NFL. And then the Duke and I made a trade with Playbook Vic.
Ooh.
So we
pulled
sent
his pants down.
Well, we sent away Josh Jacobs, who had a couple touchdowns yesterday, and then in return got Justin Jefferson. So we need some receiver help. We do need
that's a
King Henry to kind of find his game.
trade.
It was, I thought kind of across the board it worked out pretty good. We needed receiver help. Like, we had Elick Ayomanor and Josh Downs as our receivers this week.
So you have more depth at running back. So
We're depth at running back, and you know what? We do have Terry McLaurin on the. I don't want. Not since he's not listening. I wanted Jackson Smith the Jigba.
Duke
Duke
pay
said
attention, man.
Terry McLaurin, and
McLaurin,
it hasn't
come on.
gone well for us. But
Jackson Smith, come on. You had Oh my.
you know what? We got Jefferson, and we're gonna get a healthy quarterback there in Minnesota. And I hoping, fingers crossed, it's gonna work out. But you know what? Playbook Vic is a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
Trading away Jefferson. What does he know?
It's a curse.
What does he know?
Is Bijan Robinson the best fantasy football player right now?
Heck yeah, I think so. I mean, especially PPR, where they like to get him involved in the passing game as well. I absolutely, and this is kind of, I feel like this is the way it should have been the last few years. And you got to think Algier still kind of takes reps from him, but he's still dynamic.
I got that touchdown at the start. I'm going, okay, all the Bijan fans are going to go blasted, man.
But I mean, I guess you go look at the Detroit Lions last year. Gibbs led the league in touchdowns, right? But Montgomery still got his. So if you're going to be a high efficiency offense, a potent offense, different guys are going to make plays. But in the past, it was like, oh my gosh, all the time Algier is going to snipe the touchdowns from Bijan. But, he's getting his now. And Drake London had a heck of a game. And, Kyle Pitts tripped behind the line on the screen.
Yeah, you just go,
it's Falcons football.
Can he ever get it together? Right
he
now,
got to be traded. They got to trade him.
Yeah, right now, McCaffrey at 24.67 in a full PPR. That's what we got. He is just slightly behind Bijan at 24.84. For running backs.
What McCaffrey's doing is amazing. Backup quarterback, and every player on that team essentially hurt. And then Fred Warner goes down this weekend, man. That was, I love that.
Our
guy.
buddy MTR texted in, and I felt a little. Me and MTR, I think we like each other, but I like greasing him. I think he likes greasing me, and I've said stuff about San Fran for the last several months, but I honestly felt bad for him. Like being a fan,
it's tough.
It's just one after another here.
And like you're thinking, like, okay, they were 4-2. They battled through all this. The offensive injuries were just unbelievable. Like every single player, essentially. And then I thought, like, man, when this team gets healthy, they're going to be something. And then they still will. Put Fred Warner going down. Like I think that's this guy. A lot of people like. He's a very good linebacker, and for him to go down, kind of the heartbeat of that defense with Nick Bosa. I don't know. Brock's going to earn that money. He's going to have to put up points.
Connor Halley with us in Sports 1440. Hey, Duke and I touched on and talked a little bit about the Sunday night game, Detroit and Kansas City, and just the fact that there was not one penalty called against KC. Everyone talks about this. It's been not just here, it's across the country. And you can talk about the conspiracy theorists and things like that, but even just the first touchdown, the Goff touchdown, and how Goff was explaining it after the game. We have to do more research. I got to do more. We thought it's a legal play the way it ran. Then how the flag was never thrown for it wasn't thrown on the play. It took a long time.
Yeah.
Like when you saw that go down, I mean, I was watching it live and I'm going, okay. And then the announcers are going, and then they bring in the ref. So what was going through your mind when they were explaining it as best as they could?
Yeah.
But they were kind of unsure of what they were explaining. How's that sound?
It didn't look great, right? Yeah. Obviously, I think Chiefs fans were digging up one from the past. I think it was like the Patriots or the Colts.
It was Tom Brady.
Yeah. Where if you're under center, you have to line up as a receiver. Is that what the ruling is officially?
Well, if you are under center, but Goff was never under center.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Chiefs fans probably heard me whine about them for so long. The play calls that have gone against them. Last year, they went on that streak where it was just like crazy things were happening. Block field goals, they were winning ways never seen before. I still think if you watch the right tackle, Jawan Taylor, I mean, he's always lined up like exaggerating, but a yard off where he should be. He's getting a huge advantage, and maybe he times it perfectly sometimes. But yeah, I mean, hey, the good teams get those calls, I suppose, and I do think that the Chiefs are a disciplined team. They don't take a lot of penalties in general, but there's going to be those ones that have you scratching your head. And I guess, for the Lions, a learning opportunity there, but love that play design. It was risky, dangerous, but yeah, I wasn't exactly sure about that play call.
Well,
either.
It's funny how that play developed too, because Ramon St. Brown, like that was a hell of a block. And then even a hell of a catch.
It was a good play by the DB too to kind of get up there and disrupt it, but everyone kind of just made good plays on that. Yeah, for Goff to hang on to that ball.
Yeah.
Very impressive. Wish it counted.
Well, and again, that changes how the course of the game goes. And then I believe it's there was another play later. KC clearly offside. Clearly offside. His hands halfway over the ball. No call. And the Kelsey, the two on Kelsey.
Yeah.
What do you think of the Kelsey
That's
calls
Chiefs
first?
football. I mean, I honestly, I just, I feel like if people listen to me long enough and they've heard me on Fantasy Frenzy, like, man, this guy complains about the Kansas City Chiefs a lot.
Yeah.
They do get away with calls. Every team does. They do it a little bit more. And I think when they do it, everyone's look, they're doing it like because they've seen it happen against their own team. So I think a little bit of it is just that when we see it, everyone jumps on board. You know, you see it happen, misplay call or an advantage goes to Jacksonville against Indianapolis and no one really cares. But then when it's Chiefs, it's on prime time. Everybody's watching.
Yeah.
I do think they get their fair share of calls, probably more than any other team. But I also feel like we kind of like put it on a pedestal every time it happens.
Jays, man, oh man, down 2-0.
Must we?
96, the World Series. The Blue Jays have a chance to do what the Yankees did against the Atlanta Braves. They lost the first two at home, but came back to win that series. It happened once before in the NLCS just 2 years ago. Arizona rallied to beat Philadelphia after losing the first two games, but it doesn't happen very often.
No.
Especially when you lose two at home.
Yeah, 23 runs in the opening round against the Yankees in those first two games. I don't know if they used up all their bats or what it was, but yeah, I think you give Mariners a little bit of credit. I thought maybe the starters could have gone a little bit longer in each of the games.
I don't think it's Savage. I would go.
No,
I have no problem Gosman going.
Mhm.
Savage, he clearly wasn't there.
I just, you know, maybe that was like my only kind of qualm about it. Maybe they could have gone a little longer, but the bats aren't going. You're not getting, you know, crucial. Like they bounced back, obviously down 3 in the first yesterday and got back into it, but give it a big home run. It's going to be tough. I'm not entirely confident. I'm intrigued to see what Bieber does because since his first game, I mean, 9 Ks the first game, I think he's had 6 is the most since then. And, you know, we didn't exactly get the most encouraging start. I know it sparked some debate on your guys' show last week, his last start, but hey, you know, this is when heroes are made. Maybe he digs deep and finds something. And then I'm also intrigued by, like, I know in the past we've seen kind of the geo whatever blocking so opposing fans can't get into the stadium. What's that going to be like in Seattle? Are Jays fans going to find their way in and make the trip? I'm intrigued by that as well, but I don't think they're out of it yet. You know, you just need to win the next game and then it's wide open again, but it has not been an encouraging start. And, you know, Seattle has all the momentum.
Yeah, well, they got to win 2 out of 3 here in Seattle. It's that simple. We touched on the umping, and I mean, it might be just one call, but the trajectory of the game changed right in the first inning on that pitch. And I mean, you got a 22-year-old pitcher that's, you know, so raw here.
Yeah.
And the whole building it's a punch out. It's so simple. Instead, he hits a guy, hits Rosarena, walks the next batter. It's a 3-run home run. Instead, so now you got 1 out. Now you're going, I just struck out my first guy in the ALCS.
Yeah,
here.
big game.
I mean, and all like the reports of the Doug Eddings as the umpire. He's a terrible umpire.
Why is he in this game?
I don't understand it.
I mean, it wasn't even just that pitch, right? Like
The
it
Jays
happened.
got one back on Springer.
Yeah, like continually, I'm watching that game, and you know, I don't know how accurate the rectangle is, the square there, but it's like, really, like you know,
When you're-
going both ways, just bad calls consistently throughout
But
that
when
game.
you're Randy Rosarena and you're starting to walk back to the dugout,
Yeah.
like, I mean, come on.
Usually it goes the other way, right? Like you're getting ready to take your base or something, and it's like, no, come back for the strike, and like not the other way around.
What's going on in the Fantasy Frenzy hockey pool, Con man?
Oh, I'm top 10.
I stink. I know that.
All right. Well, you were in last spot.
No, I
think,
wasn't.
Last time we checked.
Come on,
I don't know if
stop
that's
it.
changed or anything yet, but right now Randy Beggs, Team Randy, having a really good start at it. Jason M, he's been hanging around since the start. He's been right in there. I'm 9th right now.
What?
Just going to scroll through. Who do we know when it comes to 1440 people?
If Cam Tate would have put a team in, how many teams are in?
48 teams.
Well, Tater would have been in the top 50.
Well, he was snuck in there.
I'm ahead of you, dude.
How about engineer Troy? He's in 46th.
Wow.
Brandon, you know where you are?
What? Oh, boy. I think I got Lucas Raymond.
Yeah.
No, I think I do.
You're 40th.
Yeah,
The
no,
Dictators.
it's not looking good.
You do have him actually. He's hurt.
Hmm.
Upper body.
Upper body, yeah. Triple C in a truck says that no, it's Jonathan Taylor is the best.
JT's been good too.
He's been good, but if you are taking one running back, or no, one player for your fantasy, you're one guy, I'm taking Robinson all day long.
Yeah, I'm with you. If you give me hey, you want a running back to give the rock to 25 to 30 times a game, I'll take Jonathan Taylor.
Well,
but
yeah.
if hey, it's football and there's passing as well. I think Bijan kind of living up to that hype this year, and hey, we're arguing about like probably game to game a difference of like 1 point. I think they're both studs. So if you're set up with both of them, you're doing really well.
Alex Adams reporting out of Ottawa. Brady Tkachuk out 4+ weeks with a hand injury. Got a cross-check, a little bit of a scrum there yesterday. Unclear if he will need surgery. That's a big blow for Ottawa.
4 weeks.
Tkachuk boys, they might as well just go to Puerto Vallarta and hang out for a few months here.
They might. Why not? I'll just head down to South Beach and hang out with big brother Matthew. How long is Matthew out for? Do we know?
Till, well, basically the Olympics.
The Olympics?
Call it January, whatever.
All right.
Pillman says, if that young pitcher can't handle the heat, get off the mound. One bad call shouldn't derail a whole game. Pillman, come on, man. You have no idea what it's like up there. Neither do I. Neither does anyone.
Either.
But you got a strikeout right off the hop, and you got no one on base. Now you got one guy on base. You lose focus for a little bit, walk a guy. And to be honest with you, Rodriguez, the home run that he hit, it was down the line. He hit it more than 340.
Yeah.
It was out. But it wasn't like it was like one of those crushing blows. It was just kind of one of those weird swings. So
yeah, we'll never know. In maybe a different timeline, things would have gone differently. And
yeah,
Savage,
22 years old, Pillman, 22. Can't tell me that he wasn't thinking when he got back to the mound after he was walking off the mound, after a Rosarena is walking to the dugout, after everyone in the building is thinking punch out.
Mm-hmm.
A different start. It's a different start. And I know Dusty Chandler, yes, the first pitch of that bat was called a strike. This was a punch-out pitch. Punch-out pitch. Conman, what's coming up today on the Gregor Show?
Good question. It's in shambles right now because we have pregame.
Shambles?
Well, we've got Andrew Walker in from 4 till 5 for pregame coverage, right? Oilers taking on the Rangers. And then we gotta find Spec a spot, and I just got a text from Dave McCarthy saying, can he go later? But he can't go later because we got pregame.
So pregame's at 4.
Yeah. So we'll have Spec at 2:20. We'll go out to New York at 3:20. Well, I'm not exactly sure yet, but TR might be by. I got a couple voice memos from him. Kevin Woodley at 5 o'clock. So if you're out and about, you got the game PVR. Do you want to hear some goaltending talk? Thoughts on Pickard versus Skinner? Kevin Woodley at 5 o'clock.
You guys love these East Coast trips, right?
They're okay.
Come on.
My favorite is 6 o'clock starts because then Donovan comes in.
Yeah.
And then I can leave at 5. Those are my favorite. But I do like these ones. It's fun to do a little bit of pregame mix in the middle of the Gregor show. So, and now you can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, X, wherever. So,
beautiful.
A good day.
All right. Have a good one, Conman. Thanks for coming in as always on a technically Monday, now Tuesday.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, did you have a good, what was Thanksgiving all about?
It was
the first
gluttonous.
Thanksgiving for the youngster.
We got a picture of him in a shirt that said first Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
We went to a family event, and family events. Some
Put
people
the turkey head on him or anything?
No, not really. He just cried a lot. It was loud.
Really?
He's a chill kid. He doesn't like the loud noise. But we bought a Costco pumpkin pie.
Oh.
And then we were supposed to take it somewhere, and that fell through. So we just had to eat the whole pumpkin pie.
But he could eat. That's something that you could eat, right? Like
not
the
quite
crust,
yet.
just the inside part.
We didn't give him any of that. I think there's sugar in there.
Yeah, probably.
My wife, thankfully, is following the rules very closely. Whereas I would have been like, try some ice cream, That's not recommended. But he has his birthday coming up next week, 2 weeks.
Taylor looks like he had a whole pumpkin pie by himself here.
Essentially, I did that as well.
Yeah.
So, hey, how about yours? Was it good?
You know what? I never did one thing. I've been still trying to kick this bug that I got last week.
Yeah.
I never played hockey. I never went to the Oilers game. Never golfed. I never went to family dinner.
Jeez.
It sucked. The whole weekend
Did
sucked.
you get like a to-go plate at least?
They brought one
pie?
over. They brought one back. Laura brought one back. I can tell. I was okay with it. I thought there'd be a little more.
Yeah.
Like,
That's disappointing when that
I had
happens.
a couple of ham buns and that was it. You know what it was? Old man Baker. He goes in and he steals. But Cam Tate's known Laura's dad for 50 years, and he's laughing his ass off right now. He went in and he had some stuff. Like I could just see him going and hiding things for himself and not sharing. That's his style.
Like desserts or
everything.
Everything.
You know, everything. Look at Cam. He's laughing so hard. He's gonna. Anyway, good stuff, Con Man. Have a good show today.
Thank you. You
It's
as well.
Connor Halley, Fantasy Frenzy, and the Jason Greger Show. When we come back, we'll wrap up the show. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne, on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. We're also streaming on YouTube, X, Facebook, and Instagram.
Weekly NFL giveaways, drink specials, huge screen TVs. The hits keep coming at First Round, Edmonton's NFL headquarters. Watch NFL football at First Round, and you could win a trip to your favorite NFL city for a regular season game next season. Catch NFL action Thursday nights, all day Sunday, starting with the Pro Bowl brunch from 10:30 to 2. Then Monday night, with half-price boneless wings after 6 p.m. First Round, burgers, beer, sports. Downtown and Bourbon Street, West Edmonton Mall.
At Fountain Tire, we're fluent in saving you money. Fluent? Yes, we've mastered the language of deals. Like right now, you can save up to 25% off select tires and up to $125 off a set of 4 select Goodyear tires. Plus, $50 off $150 service when you buy those tires. All until October 18th.
I'm sorry, I don't speak deals.
Spend less, save more when you buy Round Black things from us.
Oh, got it.
Restrictions apply. Book your appointment online today. Fountain Tire. We're on this road together, Canada.
Hi, Mike here from Northgate Chevrolet Buick GMC. I'm super excited to tell you today that we have fed over 250 families so far with our Feed 500 Families event. With that said, we are still short of our goal. We have decided to continue this on through to the end of October. With your help and your support, we can get this done. Please stop in and see us today, 13215 97th Street, or visit us online at northgategm.com.
The job won't wait. Why should you? At AWS Welding Supplies and Repairs, conveniently located in Nisku, we've got everything you need to get it done. From product sales to servicing and calibrating machines, we're your one-stop shop. We're a proud, locally owned and operated business, committed to serving our community with a proven track record of customer service. Don't let a broken tool slow you down. We offer fast repairs and free same-day delivery of in-stock items to Leduc, Nisku, and South Edmonton. AWS Welding. We make it happen.
Getting in on the sports action you want is as easy as playing at sportselect.com. Simply make your picks online, generate your QR code, and lock in your bet at your local Lotto Spot retailer. Then sit back, watch the game, grip your chair, and high-five anyone nearby. Every bet is 100% legal with the chance of winning cash in hand. Sports Select. When you're ready to play, bet on the original. Must be 18 plus to play. Play responsibly.
I'm Gene Principe for Legacy Heating and Cooling. If you need a furnace this Halloween, it'd be a grave mistake not to.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Need repair? Revampire your furnace. Just.
Call Legacy.
Legacy has a skeleton of furnaces in stock.
Call Legacy. Call Legacy.
Plus, no interest and no prints of payments for 1 year when you buy with Legacy Heating and Cooling.
A veteran of the Edmonton sports scene for over 3 decades, the Kevin Karius Show, powered by Sports Select.
Bet on the original at sportselect.com. Please play responsibly.
All right, welcome back to the big program. Kevin Karius, Duke of Delburne with you on Sports 1440, presented by Sports Select. And I'm going to get hauled into the principal's office. I forgot to mention several times over the course of the morning, between 11 and 12, we're going to be doing some, what do you call it, Duke? Is it called, not transmitter stuff, but
I don't know, maintenance on the I don't even think it's on the I don't think it's on the tower, but it's around the tower that will render the tower powerless, unusable, however you want to phrase it.
So this is from 11 to 12, unfortunately for Fantasy Frenzy, but you guys will
Yeah,
be...
what a coincidence. Wonder if they how they lined that up.
So, apparently we tried to do it during non-working hours, but it wasn't able to happen. So from 11 to 12 on the 1440 AM radio dial, we'll be not getting there, I guess.
Yeah, you'll hear nothing if you're listening on terrestrial radio. But the good news is, for all of our Fantasy Frenzy fanatics, just stream us, as you can always. iHeart, TuneIn app, sports1440.ca, or go check us out on YouTube if you haven't yet. And while you're there, make sure to subscribe, like, etc. Sports 1440 AM is the YouTube handle. So that's how you need to get your Fantasy Frenzy fix today. Might spill over a little bit into the start of the lowdown, but they're hoping not, because we can't rob Tide's avid listeners of that.
Well, there would be anarchy.
Especially after LT no-showed us this morning.
Did he ever text back?
No, he didn't, which is very unlike him.
Now, do you think he just totally forgot?
I don't know. I texted him yesterday.
Did you text him again this morning?
No. It's if he doesn't answer, that means the phone is off or something. Like, it's very unlike him.
So is this a...
oh, here we go. I got the exact update from engineer extraordinaire Troy Dick.
Perfect, yeah.
Fortis is doing work on the power pole.
Oh.
We will have no power to the transmitter. So there is the exact logistic reasoning why Fantasy Frenzy will only be online format today. Shout out, Troy.
Now, do you think it's something in the water between 12 and 2 o'clock here? I mean, 3 times our good friend Declan Kruger has ghosted us.
I mentioned
low tide is 1. It's 1 so far.
I mentioned it to you during a break this morning that I was actually thinking of asking Declan to come on today because big weekend in college football, which is one of his true passions.
Yeah.
Of course, his coverage of the Double E over at Elks Nation. He's been doing some writing along with his podcast with Eddie, since Eddie didn't want to come in today, I guess.
Did you ask Eddie?
No, I thought you would.
I left.
Now he's going to throw that back on.
Yeah, he's going to say, well, you guys never
he's
asked.
like, there I was all Monday, just sitting there right by my phone, waiting for the text, and never came.
Remember on Friday, I said, what do you think for Tuesday? We'll see. Right?
Come on.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on now. Game number 2 of the NLCS goes today. And again, that's a pitching performance for the ages that we saw yesterday with Blake Snell facing the minimum 24 batters.
Unreal.
Don Larson, again, you have to go back to 1956. 1956, when Don Larson threw his perfect game in the World Series. Eddie Steele just texted, and I was just waiting, you plugs. You think you
Eddie, you earned this day off. Yeah. How'd you shoot on the weekend?
Well, okay,
Didn't he text us?
Yes, he did. Now, we talked about this on Friday that he was playing Broadmoor.
Yeah.
And he wanted to be 85, Eddie, probably the last round.
Finish the year.
So he texted and he said, and it was to both of us, right? You got it up. He said, fellas, it was an 88. Slow start. And I'm paraphrasing, but he came on hard in the end. So you said, congratulations, Eddie. That's what you said, correct?
Well, I said so close.
So close. And then what did I respond with?
Great round, Eddie. Even with the 3-foot wedges, or with the 3-foot wedges, 5 leaf rules, and 7 3-foot gimmies. And then I said an Eddie 88 equals reality 102 question mark.
It's probably somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, if Eddie says he shot an 88, I believe if he was playing like USGA rules, maybe it was a 92,
3.
Yeah, I was going to say 93.
Okay, let's go 93.
But hey, we have to take Eddie at his word. He says he shot it. Maybe Brent. He said he was playing with Brent, listener to the show. I've golfed with him, out with Eddie too. Maybe Brent can text in and give us a little extra info, some insider.
Well, we could probably get Schlemmer's opinion from 2 weeks ago as well. Remember? Because they golfed at the Glendale.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But
maybe Eddie just didn't have his best stuff that day. So that's the only time they've played together.
Yeah. Yamamoto's going for the Dodgers against Freddie Peralta, I believe. Game number 2. Shohei Ohtani's going to throw game number 3 in Milwaukee. Milwaukee looks pretty good still, but I mean the Dodgers. There's just something about them. I mean they're
almost inevitable.
I hope the Milwaukee Brewers will win though.
I do too. Well, okay, but trade-off, Kevin. Does a team like the Brewers winning a division, winning a pennant, going to the World Series, does it give justification to all the other teams across the major leagues of baseball that are cheap and don't spend money, inactive in free agency, just pick up the scraps after the Dodgers, Yankees, Mets parse through everything?
So here's the thing, Duke, and there's an article, I can't remember if it's on The Athletic or where, but it came out and saying this NLCS will have huge implications on whether or not, and this is a big thing, whether or not there is baseball in 2027.
Really, like about the expiring CBA?
We're talking about baseball.
Wow.
Can you, like, that's not light here. That is a heavy statement. Because again, Milwaukee, I believe it's 122 mil. Dodgers are whatever, 300 or whatever it is. This is a big message to where baseball's going. And for an article to come out like that, and this, I mean, if it's on The Athletic, it's got to be, I can't remember who it's from, but it's someone that covers baseball a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a big thing. So once again, to our listeners, Fantasy Frenzy, Duke, we won't be able to hear it. What do you call it? ET? Extraterrestrial?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, terrestrial radio. So like if you're in the truck on the radio in the shop or something, like just the
You can get it
actual
on the app though, right?
Yeah, exactly. If it's just AM radio, will be down for the hour. As Troy mentioned, Fortis is doing work on the power lines in and around our transmitter. So stream it, iHeart, tune in, sports1440.ca. Of course, it'll still be up as a podcast after if you don't catch it live, or over on YouTube, and you can see mine and Connor's smiling faces here, fresh off a long
That's
weekend.
well worth it right there.
I would say so.
Yeah. So coming up at the top of the hour, it is Fantasy Frenzy with
the former Rochep T-Bird,
Connor Alley and the Duke of Delburne. 12 till 2. We think he's alive. The low down with low tide, Alan Mitchell till 2 o'clock, where Jason Greger drives us home with the Jason Greger Show. We got Fox Sports all night long until we are back with you tomorrow morning at 7 bells with our co-host David Schlemko from 9 to 11. Before all that, time now for a Sports 1440 update brought to you by Loca Quality Market. Your next dinner is ready with Loca Quality Market's gourmet meals. Choose from over 200 chef-prepared meals. Can't beat that. Shop local at loca.ca. Hey, thanks everyone for listening this morning. Thanks for texting in. Thanks for being a part of the show. Could not do it without you. Have a wonderful rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 7 bells. Until then, here is Sam the Record Man.
This is a Sports 1440 update.
Oilers looking to take another win tonight as they head to Madison Square Garden to take on the Rangers with puck drop at 5 p.m. Some more action in the NHL tonight sees Toronto hosting Nashville, the Kraken heading to Montreal to take on the Canadiens, Flames and Golden Knights facing off in Calgary. Tampa Bay looks to get a win against the Capitals in Washington. And the Wild look to give the Stars their first loss in Dallas. Some injury news coming out of Ottawa as Brady Tkachuk is expected to miss 4 weeks with a hand injury he sustained in their game against Nashville. National League Championship Series continuing tonight as the Dodgers look to take a 2-0 lead over the Brewers, with Freddie Peralta taking the mound for the Brewers. First pitch at 6. Lots of NBA preseason games tonight as the Thunder take on the Bucks in Milwaukee. The Pelicans host the Houston Rockets. The Bucks take the court against the Nuggets. The Lakers and Suns going head-to-head, and wrapping things up, the Warriors taking on the Trailblazers. Coming up at the top of the hour, it's Fantasy Frenzy with Hallie and Douglas. And this has been your Sports 1440 update with Sam Wilness.
Sports 14